Hello world, we're back. Welcome back to session 16 of the Forbidden Lands, The Hanging Stones. When last we left our heroes, they have just departed Mistwall, the elven town on the border of the Still Mist in the north reaches of the Dankwood. They went there to deliver the legendary golden crown, Stanengist, which means the Hanging Stones, to the leaders of Mistwall for safekeeping. And while they were there, they got the jitters and decided they didn't want to trust the elves with the crown and left town. Also, while they were there, we learned the dark past of Velas. We learned that she is actually a direct descendant of one of the first elves, Viridia, who went kinda crazy evil and had her heart corrupted and turned green. We also
talk to her myself.
We also passed through a village called Wellspring, where they helped a survivor of a bandit attack and brought him home safely, but did not return for a reward. And now they are headed south, fleeing the elven town with the crown in tow into the woods, and have not yet decided exactly what their plan is. We're just getting out of town while we can. And with that,
I just love that we're doing that thing where you've got the quest log with like ready to turn in, reward ready to be picked up, and all we had to do was go in the town, and now we're on the opposite side of the map from that town.
The funny thing is, I don't know if you're talking about Mistwall or Wellspring, because that happened twice last session.
We have a lot of in progress. Like, I wouldn't even say the Wellspring one's done. Like, that's like half done.
We got the starting story beat where the update is like pointing to the town and it's like, investigate Wellspring.
Yeah, but surely you're gonna get that first reward, right? And then it's gonna unlock step 2 of the quest.
Like dinner and a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Ooh, we drinking. What we drink?
This stream brought to you by Johnny Walker Black, Breakfast of Champions. Also, Sirenscape, who provide our one-stop solution for all our background audio needs. Right when I started saying that, the audio turned off.
It was beautiful. That's okay, sorry.
It wanted to make sure that you were heard.
One truth and one lie, because we're not actually sponsored by...
Oh yeah, we're not sponsored by anybody. We're not sponsored by Sirenscape either. However, we plug them every time. Because it's part of the deal, and because we like Sirenscape. They do good audio. I need to send those people some more money so that we can have more cool music.
It's nice and fun.
I had my initial batch, and now I kind of want to get some more.
I have an account, because I also use it.
Sirenscape?
Oh, you
Sure. Our principal sponsor has got to be Josh's wife, who allows him the time he needs to do all
Our
this
principal
for
sponsor
us.
wrangles a toddler while we play. Shout
Also,
out.
shout out my girl Bethany, who's my coworker, who's actually watching us tonight. What up, girl?
What up, girl? All right, so we are in the Dankwood, and we just had a series of horrible rolls, and I need to check what time of day. It is nighttime. I do not remember. I think if it's nighttime, that means that we have already set up camp and people are resting. Actually, the characters are set to sleep, hunt, lead the way. Oh, you pushed into the dark to try to get away from town, and then failed another navigation roll. So
Yeah, and then I pushed into Velas's tent
oh, did you?
to have a conversation.
I see.
To have a conversation.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Assuming
That's
we
fine.
each have like a tent.
We do not.
No, just you're sleeping on bare earth.
You have a
bedrolls.
you have
Yeah,
a tent.
I think we set up at night.
I have a cauldron.
Set up camp at night, so we'd have to sleep in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. So it is nighttime, and you traveled in the nighttime and failed on lead the way. These two are hikers. So I think I'm just gonna call it morning, and say that everybody's tired until you rest, because I don't remember everything we had done in the nighttime, and the way the characters are distributed doesn't make sense to me. But let's just call it morning and say that you're in the next hex over and that people need sleep. And So you're one hex south of Mistwall.
Yeah. You know, there was something that happened because there's a reason. I'm cold for some reason. Something happened.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
cold.
also cold. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
We got rained on.
You got
We
rained
had
on
to,
at
like,
night.
We had to make camp during the rain. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's now morning. You're one hex away from home, and nobody's rested. That's what I'm declaring. So go ahead and make food and drink rolls. Well, you just got rained on, and you just left a town with ample water.
Oh yeah,
so-
people had to make like cold and tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 people are cold.
I'm tired.
Everybody's tired, which the cold and tired won't come up unless you have something happen. But if you have something happen, it can affect people's stats. So
Oh man, my water's going down to a D10.
Oh no.
Grit.
All right. Are we pushing forward or are we sleeping?
I mean, if we push forward, make camp will be easier, but we could stop and make camp and sleep here, and then move forward later.
I don't know. I feel like we kind of need to push forward. I think we need to
Because,
push
like,
forward.
We're moving up to Red Hook, right?
Yeah, at least in that direction for now. Red Hook's just a place where we know we can hunker down for a night. But
Did we do introductions and I missed it?
we didn't do introductions.
Anyway,
How people know who we
We're on the
are?
ball tonight.
No. We're gonna do them one by one over the next 15 minutes.
all right, perfect.
It's gonna be like a title sequence to a movie.
It's a title.
And I'm gonna call it out whenever somebody says something iconic. I'm gonna be like, "Boom, boom, Grunrock." All right. So what are you doing this quarter day? Is everybody distributed where they want to be?
where is this travel? I can't read it. Or Dahlia.
That's hike.
I will keep watch.
Hike, okay.
All right. We're hiking, keeping watch. We have one lead the way roll, and you are cold and tired. Let me see if those affect.
I am neither of those things.
I think we're
Good stuff.
all sleeping.
Yeah, you are.
We're all.
Yeah.
I am one of those things. I
Um,
don't know how to mark tired.
you have 1
So
damage
it's
to your
sleepy.
strength and wits if you haven't already done it, and if either of those factors into this roll, then it'll affect that. So go ahead and make your survival roll to navigate. I think that might be wits, right?
Yes.
So this is at
that
minus
is
1 die because you are
wits.
cold.
It should automatically do it if you have your wits.
I have a red skill on my wits.
Yeah, same. So it'll automatically do it. You can just roll your
Survival.
pathfinding. Survival, yes, that's what it's called.
Just so I have my stuff marked correctly, it's
All right. It
strength
does it.
and wits is for cold,
Cold.
not sleepy.
Yeah, correct.
I know the
And
way
what-
to this place.
Direction are you traveling on the map?
South, right?
South.
Due south into the region where you saw the Ent procession back in the day?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Hopefully.
You head due south.
I swear, if we don't get an XP point for discovering a new hex tonight, this is the moment. This is the moment.
I think we're gonna go in a direction, ideally, with a bunch of undiscovered hexes, if you would like, Raugar.
We'll see.
There's just so much black. What is here? Who knows? What's right here? I see mysterious Hunder.
That's where we met your boyfriend.
I did not know you were spoken for.
All right, you have traveled into the next hex, which is Deep Forest. The Dankwood, as a reminder, is frequently wet, and there are black bugs crawling all over everything. The ground is overgrown with dense brush and twisted, coiling roots. It is muddy, and the whole place has a smell of like loamy, earthy soil. It is always buzzing
Dank.
and usually dark. Even in the middle of the day, it is quite dark under the shelter of the massive trees, and you are getting into the deep parts of the forest right now, so that is extra. It is now daytime in the Dankwood, and we are hiking and leading the way. What direction are we going?
Southwest.
Southwest toward Red Hook Redoubt.
Doesn't look like we're going there, though.
We're having a
Well, you don't know.
navigating mishap. All right, a couple of things happening here. First things first, downpour. There's a massive rainfall catching you unawares. You must roll for the effects of cold. You must also seek shelter until the storm
until the
has
rain goes away.
Yeah.
The third time this has happened since I joined.
Yeah, we rolled the exact same. There's a huge rainstorm.
Welcome to traveling in the Forbidden Lands. It's been like this every time we've taken a long walk.
I have to say, this one is not my fault. You cannot blame me for the weather.
I mean, you have the cauldron.
So,
I do have a cauldron. Do you want to see it?
the effects of cold. Let's see.
No,
That's right.
it's a very effective umbrella at least.
You're now very
It is
tired
keeping
and
my
very cold.
Ears warm.
very tired and very cold. Great.
Rolling endurance. See if
I want to kill something.
Let's see.
I want to be killed, so I feel like our interests are overlapping right now.
Again, we roll endurance for cold if we're not already cold.
Everybody who was not cold makes an endurance roll, and if you fail, you take a damage to strength and wits and become cold. Everybody who was cold, same thing, make another endurance roll with the existing damage to your stats. And people that were cold who fail a second endurance roll, who drop to 1 or less to their strength or wits, let me know. There may be additional effects.
Can we push this?
I really do not want to be more cold.
You can. But remember, pushing it can cause you damage. Alright, so let's go back through everything. So, Grunralk, you resist the effects. Were you cold before?
No.
Okay, you continue to be fine, while all these city folk, none of whom are actually city folk, well, Velas a little bit.
You guys should eat more forest dirt. It helps a lot.
Eat the dirt, it keeps you warm. Velas, you were...
Eat the dirt. It keeps you warm.
Velas, you were not cold before?
I was not, but I am now.
Okay, so you take a point of damage to strength and wits. Vergello does not get any colder. Ralgar pushes.
He pushed.
He pushes and succeeds, so he does not take any further damage. So now 3 out of 4 members of the party are
my
cold.
cauldron over my ears, and it keeps getting too cold. And I tie my tail around my waist.
Ralgar.
It's a cauldron.
Oh, and Bob Grunrock for saying that thing about eating dirt. All right. So 3 out of 4 members of the party are now cold. Only the goblin is trudging through the rain, seemingly unaffected, and it's rough. Furthermore,
Actually, it'd be big squishy goblin feet right now, not slappy goblin feet.
If they're slappy, you're sending mud all over us.
there's almost
I
an
am
encounter, but not
surprised
quite.
that your feet do not sink into the mud more deeply. It's almost like you can skate on the mud with those big, flappy, tasty-looking feet.
So,
If you eat my feet,
DM question to the party.
I don't know.
Yes.
Each of these hexes is about 10 kilometers across. You recognize that you are close to Red Hook Redoubt. Is that where you are going, or are you passing through and avoiding it?
We're going to it.
All right.
I speak for the party.
Poor Ralgar.
Did we successfully move a tile?
Yes. Failing the lead the way roll doesn't mean you don't make progress. It means you have a mishap, and those mishaps sometimes stop you from making progress.
I thought.
So
I
this
guess I
rain
thought we had the
didn't
same
stop
one.
us?
Yeah, the last rain stopped us, so I guess this one doesn't.
Oh yeah, you said we had to make camp when it rained, or we had
Oh,
to
hold on.
hunker down.
Oh, yeah, you make no progress while training. Okay, you're right.
We realized-
Yeah, so you're still back
We
a hex.
probably. We're at least one hex away
All right.
now. We probably...
There was almost an encounter, but then there wasn't. You're cold for the second time. You don't make progress because of the rain, and
It might be worth stopping.
it
at
is
this
now
point.
Yeah,
evening,
I think
so
so, too.
it is now dark on top of everything else. So that will
we should...
apply a additional penalty to navigating.
I know that you said the Rust brothers are not there anymore, but we do not know who else might be there, and I am tired, and I am cold, and I want to rest.
Place yourselves wherever you want to be for evening.
I'm with the big guy. Honestly,
Go ahead. Go ahead and let's set up camp.
2 people setting up camp.
in that case, I'm gonna take a nap.
And Velas keeping watch. All right. Let's go ahead and get the make camp roll. You get +1 die for Dahlia helping you, so you can add that under the skill die category. Because whenever you get random dice from random sources, it goes into the skill portion of the pool.
That's survival, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. All right. You successfully make camp.
Nice.
Vergella, let's get your hunt roll.
I don't know what... You said that was 2 rolls?
Ah. Have we not done this before? Let me check.
I don't think so.
All right. Let's see what hunt says.
It's
I
a
think it's a survival check and then a marksman check.
stalk and shoot, I think, is the way that it...
Yeah, so it starts with survival, and then it's followed by either survival or hunt, depending on whether you're hunting with traps or a bow.
Definitely with a bow, but my survival's low. So
All right, so you got to roll survival to find game, and then marksmanship after that. All right, you fail to
I do
find
not
game.
find game.
There is also a chance of a hunting mishap.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Makes sense. I feel like the yield is supposed to be pretty great.
Your clothes are damaged. Your boots break or your robe rips on thorny plants or sharp rocks. You must roll for the effects of cold.
Oh, God.
Your clothes...
Gonna freeze to death in the rain.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's another damage to strength and wits. Are either of them broken?
Yep. No, not broken.
All right. So you come back with ripped clothing.
Vergello, what happened to your clothes?
I'm freezing cold.
I don't
right
see any
now.
direct effect of your clothes being ripped, except that they will appear ripped and they can be mended with a crafting roll. If your clothes were special in any way and giving you a benefit, it would affect the gear dice of those clothes. But I don't think what you were
They
wearing
were
was
not.
giving you any special benefit. So if you had like heavy furs that were giving you a bonus against cold or something, then it would reduce the gear dice. But as of now, you
If
just
I
look
had
like a
those that
guy
were
with...
giving a bonus.
You just have like a long tear down your tunic and stuff from getting snagged on something, and you are shivering when you make it back to camp. And
Even more shivering.
wow. There's an encounter.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what's going on.
I would like to sleep. Please stop killing me.
You would like to sleep. I have a damage to empathy, wits, and strength.
Well, one of those.
This
is
whole
one.
party is freezing cold and trashed from traveling and not sleeping. This is gonna be great.
Vergello, please come sit by this fire. Dahlia made it. It's nice and warm.
And we're having a dark
Why does it still
forest
feel
encounter.
wet, though?
Hang on one sec.
Welcome to the Dankwood, which I have to admit, it is not at all like I thought it would be.
Pretty dank.
Sorry, there's chaos happening in my house. All right, so we're in dark forest. We have an encounter.
Good thing Velocity's keeping watch. That way she can see us when we die.
Sure.
All right, I need a moment to process this one.
The same.
Uh-oh.
My goal is not to have Ralgar die. Instead, there is a very specific magical mishap that I hope happens to him one day.
Do you hope that a bunch of fireballs come out of a bag of holding and it makes it explode? Because that's happened to someone in this group chat before.
Wrong game system.
Something a little more entertaining,
Okay.
but still tragic.
Uh,
Oh boy, he's liking this.
yeah, this one's interesting. All right, so
Which means it's not good for us.
no, it's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine.
Take it.
Nobody's gonna die. I promise. I have my fingers crossed. All right, so Vergello is out hunting. And Vergello, on your way back to camp. Actually, no. Velas, make a keep watch roll first. This might develop differently depending on whether you succeed on your scouting roll or not.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Don't choke. Nice.
Idiots!
Okay.
Double success!
Velas. Vergello is out hunting. Grunralk is asleep and snoring loudly. It's pouring down rain. Ralgar and Dahlia are setting up camp, trying their best to bend limbs of nearby trees into some ramshackle shelter, trying desperately to keep things dry, but basically nothing's dry anymore at this point. And as you're keeping watch, you look out into the forest and you see it's dark because you're in the Dankwood and it's raining, and there's a flash of thunder that lights things up for a moment. Hold on, I got a button for this. Oh. That was not the right thunder. That was not the right thunder at all.
You ruined the mood.
There's a wizard.
Magical thunder.
It's not happening tonight. You ruined the mood.
I did. We need to cancel the random encounter, obviously. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, obviously.
Here we go.
There we
That would have
go.
been great.
The other one was a lightning spell. Okay, so there's a flash of lightning and thunder, and you catch the outline of a girl. She looks like maybe a teenager with black straight hair hanging down the sides of her face, and she's wearing black robes, and she has like black mud and dirt and grit all over her face. She's standing about 20 or 30 feet from the edge of your camp, and she's lit up by the thunder, and she's standing perfectly still with her arms dangling by her sides, staring at you. When the lightning flashes and lights up her face, she doesn't flinch or react to it in any way, and then it goes dark again, and you can just see the dark silhouette of this girl standing in the rain.
Cool horror movie. I am going to keep staring at her, and I am going to, if I'm not sitting near Grunrock, I'm gonna kind of walk over to him and intentionally like step on his shoulder. And when he doesn't wake up, I will stomp on his shoulder.
I legitimately thought somebody just played a chainsaw sound effect. It was like a perfect...
I told you guys, no using the soundboard.
That's not what I sound like.
I'm gonna stand on like, the edge of our camp and just shout out. Do I know anything about? Is there like cults side of like the Rust Brothers and not that I know of?
You've got nothing that correlates with what you're seeing right here. This is a creepy-ass
gonna-
girl in black robes standing in the rainstorm.
I'm just gonna shout out to her and say, "Awful creepy to just stand there."
She's still standing perfectly still. You see her silhouette.
When I see her looking at it, I'm gonna try to like goblin night vision mode.
Okay.
Did you come? And I'm gonna kind of like kick backwards a little bit towards Grunrock. Did you come with friends? Did you just being creepy by yourself in the dark?
She's unresponsive. She's staring straight-faced. Grunrock, you can make out her facial expression. Her facial expression looks like sorrowful and borderline catatonic.
I'm gonna look like around in the trees and see if there's anybody else with her if she's alone.
Okay. Make a scouting roll.
Dahlia, you should stand behind me. And I just get my staff in my hand.
She's already in your half-built shelter, just
Wait,
hunkered down.
Don't I get something for nocturnal on scouting rolls? Hold on.
You negate the penalties for darkness.
It's stealth that I get a bonus on. Okay. Yep. So no success.
Okay. You look around, you don't see anybody else.
I'm just gonna
Looks
keep
like she's alone.
my eyes locked on her, and like very quietly, hopefully only to Grunrock, be like, Vergello, find Vergello. And I'm gonna
he's not here.
I'm gonna take another step towards her, and hopefully in the somewhat darkness, summon the dagger into my hand.
Vergello.
No, I've gone on.
There's something separate happening with Vergello. Vergello, you've given up on your hunting trip. You're freezing cold. It's pouring rain, and your clothes are ripped. You're trudging your way back in the general direction of camp, and you come upon a glade, an opening in the trees. You can actually see a little bit of sky through it, and you can see the lightning flashing up through the clouds. The ground in this entire clearing, which is maybe 100 feet across, appears to be like a sea of black sand. You see no plants growing in the clearing. You see rocks that might be the remains of a foundation of a house. And as the storm is just pounding down, you can see that puddles are forming in the glade, and the black sand is sort of shimmering on the surface of the puddles.
Clearly this isn't the direction I came from.
You made kind of a loop, and you're headed back, and you see this clearing, and you kind of poke your head in that direction and see all that I described. It's more or less on the way back via kind of a loop out of town, or out of camp and back.
Well, being cold and tired, I will just take a mental note of its location and try and get back to camp.
Okay.
But I'm gonna skirt around what I can, because this black sand doesn't look normal in any way.
It looks very out of
Like,
place
Okay, yeah, that's what I
in
mean.
the middle
Like,
of a
it's not-
forest.
Yeah.
You spent a lot of time in the Dankwood.
then-
You've never seen just a glade full of black sand and ruined buildings.
Yeah, I'll skirt around. You said the foundation. Is there any the buildings? Is it any of them partial shelter? Maybe.
No. There's just
Okay. Then,
black
yeah.
rocks sticking up, and they're arranged in a way that kind of looks like it follows rectangular, perpendicular
Got it.
lines, kind of like you're seeing. Like this clearing maybe used to have structures in it, and now there's just blackened stone remains of foundations and black sand everywhere.
Does it look like it was burnt black?
Potentially.
Okay.
The stones of the foundations, you can't get a super close look, but the stones of the foundations look blackened, as though they were burned. The sand looks altogether unnatural in this
Okay.
context.
Okay. Yeah, I'll leave it for now, just because I've never seen black sand before. I'll avoid taking a handful
Okay.
and try and head back to camp. But I do want to remember where it's at.
Okay. Jump back to camp for a minute. The girl was unresponsive. What's everybody doing? She's staring at you
Which
all.
way did he go? Where did he go?
I'll kind of put my hand behind my back and try and point in the direction I think Vergello went. And then I'm going to say...
She's pointing in the general direction of this girl.
Okay, I guess.
And I'll start slowly walking towards the creepy girl
Okay.
with the intention of going past her.
Okay.
When you get up beside me, I'll put my arm on you and just lean over and whisper, "You're very good at the dark. Could you go around her instead of through her, please?"
I mean, I intended to.
Right, but a little sneakily in case she's got somebody watching her.
I can't exactly hide in plain sight.
How close are you going to cut to her?
I'm gonna stay a good 6 to 8 feet away
Okay.
and just try to make a semicircle around her.
All right. You do that. She'll just kind of vaguely watch you. as you walk
I
by.
want to maintain eye contact as I walk by.
And you get close enough to see that she's covered in black grit. She's got dirt or sand. It looks like maybe black sand all over her clothes, up in her socks, in her fingernails, behind her ears. She's standing there in the rain, but she looks like she was covered in black mud and grit. She's filthy. You think she's maybe early teens, 12 to 14-ish years old.
I want to kind of, when I'm close-ish and we're like looking at each other, I want to sort of mutedly.
Did the Nightwalker send you? You don't look alive.
She says nothing. She just stares.
Okay.
And I'll just keep walking.
Okay.
Still heading in the direction of Vigella.
She turns and watches
Josh.
you go.
We're not in like a clearing. Like there's still like woods and things, right?
Yeah.
And it's raining.
Yeah.
Wait, as soon as she turns to look at Grunrock as he passes, I'm gonna lock eyes with Ralgar and I'm gonna try and like get into a bush, hide behind some trees,
You're gonna run and hide.
start kind of like.
All right. You run and hide.
I want to get into a stealthier location.
All right. You do that. Ralgar, what are you doing?
I need to find out why this pup is by herself. So I walk and start to slowly approach her with my ears down low and my tail kind of low as well. And I say, young pup, where is your pack? Why have you been separated from them?
She locks eyes with you, and you stare deep into them, and all you see is sorrow. She doesn't answer, but you see her lower lip quiver a little bit. And yeah, go ahead.
I walk closer to her and attempt to put my arm around her and try to steer her towards our fire.
She goes without resisting.
Come with me, young one. Let us warm up by the flames.
Dahlia
and
looks
perhaps
concerned and
when you
uncomfortable.
feel better, you can talk to us. Dahlia, do you have any food for this little one?
Dahlia's still hiding in the little shelter. She's like... She points to her backpack across the way.
Oh, okay. I want to go and rummage through her backpack and try to find a snack for the little one.
Okay. Vergello, you meet up with Grunrock, walking towards each
There you
other
are.
a short distance from the
Hey,
camp.
Grunrock,
Vergello looks
shouldn't
like
you
crap.
be sleeping?
Yeah, I would love to have been, but Velas stepped on me because there's some weird, dead-looking girl at camp. Come on, I was told to get you.
Girl?
Yeah,
Oh.
she's covered in dirt,
Okay.
and yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, well, speaking of weird, I saw some black sand and a foundation of a burnt house or something.
Wait,
Black stones.
wait. Like gritty, black dirt, kind of smells like ash.
Did it smell like ash?
You didn't really get close enough to smell it. We'll say yes because it checks out.
Say yes, 'cause
Yeah.
it checks out.
Yeah, it probably smelled. It looked like it smelled like ash.
In this rain, it's hard to tell.
It definitely
fair,
looks
it's
like
hard
it
to
smells
tell in
like
the rain.
ash. Boom, boom, Vergello.
To be fair, it's hard to tell in the rain, but the girl was covered in this stuff too.
Oh.
So
Well,
either
should
we've
we
got an
go-
arsonist zombie or a survivor.
Should we go back to the burnt house and, well, I'll say burnt house, the scorched earth?
It's up to you. Honestly, Velas is there, and they could probably take care of themselves. But if you want to go back, we'll go back. You look like you took a pretty nasty spill.
I suck at hunting. Let's-
Vergello.
It's okay, buddy. We'll get you figured out sooner or later.
Let's just head back to camp. We can maybe ask her some questions and
All right, you make your way back to camp. Meanwhile, Ralgar has her sitting by the fire in the closest approximation of
great.
shelter that you
We're
have
treating the
access
zombie
to.
like people now.
And she's eating some of Dahlia's food.
I am not used to the ways that humans clean themselves. I use my tongue. But do you mind if I use a rag and try to clean some of this away from you? You do not look very comfortable right now.
You step towards her and she jumps backwards uncomfortably. She drops her food on the ground and she takes a couple of steps back towards the edge of the camp.
I mean you no harm. I know that I might look a little scary. I have been told that by many people before, but I promise I will not hurt you. You just look like a pup that needs some help. And I have friends. Oh, I have friends, and I start to wag my tail a little bit. I have friends that are very, very good at helping.
Yeah, the big guy's pretty nice.
From behind her.
Grunrock, you're back. Did you find the music man?
He's alive.
Music
He's-
man right here.
His
What happened
clothes
to
are
your
ripped up, but
clothes?
He's alive.
I can see your underwear.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Who's our little guest here?
The
I
puppy
do
with
not
the
know her
wagging
name.
tail can make a manipulation roll at a +2 because this is a very amusing mental image. Let's see if he can cheer her up.
So add 2 more to my skill there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she loves dogs. She loves dogs.
Wow, 4 successes. She cracks a smile for a second. That's what you get for 4 successes, but it's progress. At this point,
Come back towards the fire. I will give you your space, but my friends are here, and the little one, his name is Grunrock. He is very funny. I think you will like him.
she smiles and she will follow you back. She gets serious again pretty quickly, but you manage to break through the facade. And she is sitting by the fire now and goes back to eating. She's just dusting dirt off of the food that she dropped in the mud, and goes back to eating it. You can tell she was very hungry.
You can take your time. Enjoy your food. We're all going to warm up by the fire because it is cold tonight. But when you are ready, if you do want to talk to us, we are here to listen. And I just kind of wag my tail slowly while we sit there.
Okay.
Does the dirt and such on her match the sand? Like, does it look like the black sand?
Yeah, she has shiny, black, gritty sand all up in her clothes, her hair, her fingernails. She looks like she was covered in it, but the rain has been washing a lot of it off.
I just came across a area that I imagine you are fond of sleeping in. You seem to be covered in the same black sand that was in a little glade that I just found. Does that sound familiar? I'm just gauging her reaction to any of this.
She's looking at
Assuming
you
she's
while
not
you're
gonna speak.
talking. She looks nervously at Relgar for a moment, and then back at you, and she nods yes. But that's all she says. She doesn't say anything. She just nods yes.
Are you
Right.
out here by yourself?
She nods yes.
Little one. And I nudge her a little bit. What happened to your pack?
She cries. She just falls on you and cries.
Now you made it
I
sad.
just put my paws around her, and I just let her cry. I'm just gonna hold her.
She
and
cries
let her cry.
heavy.
Yeah.
Hey, where'd Velasco?
Who
Oh,
knows?
she jumped into a bush.
Oh,
Velas, you're observing all this
wait,
from
Velasco,
hiding.
come out!
Bush. Doesn't seem like she's gonna attack. Doesn't seem like anyone else is. God, I really want to check out this sand, but
I'll go with you.
it's getting late.
We should really get some sleep.
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna keep looking. We'll look in a couple hours.
Well, I'm up now anyway. Let's trade off. I'll keep watch. You guys get some shut-eye. None of you can see in the dark anyway.
I'm gonna pick the little one up while she's crying and just carry her towards our half-built shelter and try to get her to lay down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like play a simple lullaby to kind of calm her down and maybe get her some sleep.
Okay.
Oh, hey Dahlia.
Yes.
I'm gonna hand her the kitchen knife I took from the Valley of the Dead.
It's not much, but if someone gets close, stick them with the pointy end.
Oh, that's a big old meat cleaver, and she takes it.
She's already got a dagger.
Yeah, I'm giving her a bigger
She'll
one.
take the big meat cleaver. It's way too big for her, but she'll take it. She's all about it. It's like an oversized, rusty meat cleaver. Probably got blood stains
In
on
case
it.
anyone gets close, here's an AR-15.
She's sort of hefting it in her hands, and she grins a little bit.
Now there's no question you can take care of yourself. Go get some sleep.
She nods, and she goes back off to her shelter. The girl, you take her to shelter where she can sleep, and she's just going to sit there, like, semi-catatonic, staring out into the storm, and she doesn't wink an eye. She doesn't look like she's planning to sleep. She's sort of rocking a little bit and staring out into the forest. Every time there's a flash of lightning, her eyes dart around in every direction.
I'm going to just sit next to her and stay with her.
Okay.
I'm passing on my sleep here. I'm staying up with her.
She'll let you. All right. She'll stay like
Dog
that
and
for
his
long
girl?
enough for us to advance into nighttime. So everybody, place yourselves where you want to be for nighttime events. No one has slept.
I'll say, Grunrock, you can sleep if you want to. I'm going to stay up with the child. She needs someone to be with her.
If she needs someone to be with her, you're not gonna watch the camp. It's all right, buddy.
Oh, okay.
I'll sleep in the morning.
I'm like, I don't know where to put me for sitting with the child.
Probably other.
Yeah, just go out there.
just
You're
other
just
probably.
awake.
Oh, there's an... Well, would you look at that? There's a whole nother block of things you can... You could even do undecided. I like that.
Some point in the rain, when I feel kind of confident this child's not gonna, like, stab us,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, and that she's just steady freaked out, I'm gonna look at her, say, you know, rain only kind of sucks, but it's made cooler when you have rain toys. And I'm gonna pull out the sacred rain bowl that lights up. And I'm gonna let it kind of fill with the water. Say, this is mine, but if it gives you something to look at other than the horizon on a lightning strike, it's not such a bad thing.
She is going to stand up abruptly, jump backwards, take a couple of steps back, and she's going to speak. She's going to say, "Keep your sorcery away from me!" And then she puts out her hand, and lightning shoots out from her fingertips and strikes the bowl, charring it black, and it goes tumbling off across the way. And as it goes rolling across the camp, you see it roll up against a tree and then settle to the ground, and all of the water in the puddle that it lands in starts turning to blood and spreading out.
Whoa, whoa, ho, ho. That was...
I'm gonna jump up and grab my bowl. Did it break?
It's charred black and far less attractive.
Start rubbing the char off. Like, hey, 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 hey. The fuck?
You scream, stay away with the sorcery, but then you shoot lightning at us?
I think we're overlooking something that I brought up a long time ago, and that was Valash just shouldn't try and deal with people.
She has a
just
way
lay down and go to
she
sleep.
has a way with the young crowd.
Dahlia goes,
Yeah.
"That's it. I'm sleeping in the middle of nowhere," and just starts trudging out of the camp.
She has a great way of pissing them off even faster than she does adults.
All right.
Make her better. Fuck y'all. I'm gonna put the ball in my backpack and go sleep with Dahlia.
Time to explain a few things.
Ralgar, she's standing next to you, and her hands are trembling. Her whole body is trembling. She's visibly shaken, and she's staring at the bowl and breathing heavily.
I'm going to crouch down on my haunches and just level her up gently, put my paws on her shoulders, and look at her and say, "That was amazing. How long have you been able to do that?
I can't control it, she says, and then she goes and sits under the shelter and slinks back down and goes back to staring.
Looked like you had that one under control to me. I mean, nice shooting, honestly. You could have fried our friend. Thank you for missing.
Oh, yeah, she didn't, though. She hit exactly what she was trying to. That was great.
Better shooting than I can do.
But, for the record, it was just pretty lights. She wasn't trying to do anything to hurt you.
No, I do not think she wants to hurt us. Do you want to hurt us? I look towards her.
I don't know anything about this kid.
Velas, you're unable to get the bowl fully clean. It seems to be permanently scorched with, like, little lightning-like, black markings all over its shiny surface.
I'm going to wherever Dahlia is. I'm leaving this punk-ass kid.
Okay.
I want to go and sit next to her again and just say, have you lost control like that before?
She nods.
Did it happen at your home?
She says no.
Do you want to tell me about it? I know a thing or two about magic.
She looks very serious. And she scoots away from you nervously. She's giving you a very skeptical look now.
You have nothing to fear from me. But if control is what you're seeking, I might be able to help you.
She says, my name is Lynn. Lynn of Wilderwood. She gestures in the direction of the place that your friends saw. It's gone
Do
now.
I know anything of Wilderwood?
You can make a lore roll. You've heard of it. It was a village mostly of hunters and trappers. Very small, but a stop near here. You've heard of it because it is so close to Red Hook Redoubt, and it's a place you've heard referenced before, but you've never been to. Your understanding was that it was a small, remote village in the dark parts of the forest. Human village.
I have heard of your village before. Lynn, my name is Ralgar. It is an honor to meet you.
She says, can you teach me magic?
No, I do not think you want to learn of the magic that I know. But I can help teach you how to control the magic that is inside of you. And if I cannot, I may be able to help you find the people who can. Do you want to learn how to control your magic?
She nods yes.
Would you like to come with me and my friends until we can help you learn?
She nods yes.
You are welcome with us. However, I do need to understand just a bit more about you so that my friends can trust us a bit. Are you all alone? Or are you traveling with family, with friends?
They're all dead.
Oh, Lynn. I understand how that feels. I once lost my entire pack as well. I am alone. But then I met my friends. and like I said, they're good at helping. I think you would like spending some time with us. Why don't you get some sleep? And in the morning, we can all set out together.
She nods. She's gonna slowly slink her way back into the little shelter that you built. and she sits in the back of it, kind of lays down, but she still has her eyes wide open, and she's still watching the camp.
I've been laying down under there the whole time, trying to get some sleep. So I guess I'm sleeping next to a nuke.
I'm
You know,
keeping
it's-
watch still. Dahlia and Velas have gone off on their own.
We're sleeping somewhere under a tree.
Okay.
Well,
Is anybody doing anything other than resuming their duties? Because nothing else will happen unless somebody...
I'm gonna try to get some sleep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna curl up at her feet and go to sleep.
All right. There's no encounter this quarter day, and everybody sleeps, so nobody's tired anymore. And
Sleep. Yes.
and
What about cold?
the rain is going to die down. I was actually just checking on the cold. I'm seeing how you recover from it. You're sleeping around a fire. I'm seeing if that will automatically cover you or not. One sec. Looks like...
What about those of us who are very cold?
there is no very cold. You're cold or not cold, but the effects get worse if you get broken or close to broken. If you're close to... Did you get to 1 on wits or strength, but not broken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You start having like hallucinations and stuff, and you think you're gonna just collapse at some point. You're like shivering visibly and very, very cold. You're starting to have other physiological effects that would interfere with you being able to do things, but because you didn't get broken by it and you got back to a warm place to rest, it's not going to cause any further adverse effects. How do you... Only if you warm up again by a campfire are you able to recover. Okay. Yeah, you're going to fully recover from cold. Now that you have a campfire and you're resting through the night. So nighttime is going to pass. Morning will rise. The storm is done. And we're back to the Dankwood.
When you wake up, I'm like on a log, eyes peeled open, bloodshot. I have not slept in days.
Yeah,
at
Grunrock's
this
been awake
point.
for 2 solid days. He is fucked up. I've not bothered to look up the details of what it's doing to your stats, but he is like going crazy.
Let's just take a slow morning. Grunrock gets some sleep this morning. I'll go hunting. Maybe we can get some stuff together.
I'd love to.
Let's get some food and water rolls for everybody. Grunrock can rest, and everybody else place yourselves where you want to be.
I would love to sleep.
And I'll just fall backwards off where I'm sitting.
Lynn slept a bit.
Damn. I rolled a second food roll so that I can share some with Lynn.
Okay.
Was the rain so bad last night that anyone could have filled up their canteen?
Yeah. Nobody. Everybody has D12 water at the start of the
I don't
day.
remember who have D12, but someone went down, I think. Yes.
It's gotten rained on a
I
lot
did.
lately. Water's been irrelevant.
It's
Totally
I
fine.
lost water yesterday, but
All right.
Yeah, I'll say, good morning, Lynn. And I bring her some food. I brought you some breakfast. You're going to need your strength if you wish to travel with us.
She'll nod and she'll take some bites.
Enjoy your breakfast. We'll pack up camp in just a little bit.
She'll nod. Whenever you go to any side of the camp, she sort of edges toward the side of the camp you're on. You seem to be the only person she's comfortable about, and she's very paranoid about the rest of the group. She steers clear of that one. Even when he's sleeping. All right. So morning we have... Velas, what are you doing?
I'm checking out. I want to go to wherever this burned, ruined place was.
Oh, that's why you're on Explorer. Okay. Sounds good. Everybody else is where they want to be. Let's get Hunt for Vergello. You can go ahead.
And I'll kind of take Veloz to that area. I'm going on my hunting
Okay.
that way.
And sleep
She knows how to
recovers
get there.
attribute points, by the way. So anybody that had lost attributes to being cold or tired, you get them back for sleeping.
Ugh. Still nothing.
Still nothing. Okay, one sec.
Blame it on the weather. Everything's laid down.
No, I'm just a bad hunter. You rip your underwear.
You step into an old pit trap dug by another hunter a long time ago and tumble to the bottom. You suffer a point of damage to strength, and you need to make a move roll to get out of the hole.
Jeez, I'm great at those.
If you fail, you
You
might
shout
be
loud.
stuck until your friends come looking for you, or have to try again after a while.
Can I push?
You can push, yeah. All right.
Oh, and you get a willpower.
Yeah, you get a willpower and you get out of the trap. Not bad. But you do. So you've now taken a damage to strength and agility.
Yeah.
Okay. Agility from.
I come back into the camp like limping really bad.
He's exhausted from trying to climb his way out of the muddy old pit trap, so he loses agility. He also loses strength from like landing on his shoulder on the way down, and he has another bad hunting experience. And we've got 3 sleepers, or just hanging out at the campers, and Veloz is... Yeah, Veloz, you go to that old clearing. It's no longer raining. This is just a broad forest clearing with what appear to be the charred ruins of building foundations, and the whole thing is covered in black sand that is maybe a couple of inches deep, about 100 feet across.
Have I ever been anywhere that's like full of sand? Like a desert's not
No,
common.
it's out of place here. This is not a natural part of the forest.
I'm gonna grab, I don't know, like a piece of fabric or some kind of container, any kind of random thing I have in my bag, and try and scoop up some of that sand to save and look at later.
Sure, you've got it.
And I'm gonna try and
Josh, didn't you say that whenever like the girl shot the little magic tray and it landed, that like the sand around or the dirt around it kind of turned into black?
Blood.
He said
Somebody said the water
turned
turned
to blood.
Blood.
It,
was
landed
blood,
in a
okay.
puddle, and the puddle turned deep red.
Okay.
I'm gonna start moving as carefully as I can from like charred piece to charred piece.
Sure.
I'm pretty agile.
Sure.
I'm just trying to kind of like investigate. Like, is there a bunch of blood here?
Sure.
Do I see any like bones? Are there like, can I kind of compare the char marks to the bottom of my bowl to what I see here?
Yep.
What's left?
2 things. One is random, the other is guaranteed. Guaranteed is this: you go sifting through the mud, kicking your way along, looking through the building foundations, and in the course of a few minutes you find black charred bones. Lots of them. Congregated around some of the buildings, around the well that was in the middle of town, which is now just a dirt hole with charred chunks of wood around it. And yeah, there were clearly people just... There's bones of people that were just burned away. They are black charred. And often the bones are in little mounds of black sand. It looks as though everyone and everything in this area was dissolved into black sand. The second thing is random. You can roll a d6, and if you get a 6, then you might find something of value that managed to survive whatever happened here. No. It's all sand, all the way down.
Are there any like puddles of blood? Like,
No blood.
no blood.
Just black sand and charred foundations of buildings. This whole clearing has been utterly leveled, and whatever was here has been disintegrated in what appears to be an unnatural way.
Straight up, nothing is growing
Like
here.
the charred buildings and the charred marks on the bones look similar to charred the bottom of my bowl.
They're both charred. Black.
But like,
There's not a direct similarity. There's not lightning markings or anything on the stuff you're looking at here.
No, like Harry Potter lightning skull references.
No.
God dang. Are there any just like straight up puddles that I could that I noticed like from the rain the other night?
You can find a puddle if you want to find a puddle, yeah.
I'm gonna grab one of the charred bones,
Uh-huh.
and I'm also gonna take out my bowl, and I'm gonna like set the charred bone into the water.
Okay.
Does it turn to blood?
No.
I'll throw it away like I'm tossing it to a dog.
Okay.
And I'm
Algar
gonna
comes running.
Algar leaps out of the bushes.
I
then I'm
am
just
not a dog.
Gonna take the bowl and I'm gonna like gingerly place it in the water.
Okay.
Blood.
Yeah, the water starts slowly turning red outward from the bowl. This whole puddle is slowly turning into blood.
I am going to go to a different puddle
Uh-huh.
and try and like scoop some of the water in my hand and put it inside the bowl.
Okay.
Is it still lighting up?
That water in the bowl is turning to blood.
And so the bowl's not lighting up anymore.
You can't see visions in it because it's too opaque, and you can see the shimmering colors of the bowl from the non-charred parts, but the view is pretty spoiled.
If you were a vampire, you wouldn't have to make food and water rolls anymore.
True. I'm just gonna like grit my teeth, pour it out, like try and find some charred clothing inside the village to clean out my bowl, and gingerly put it back in my backpack and wait probably in the charred mess of that village for whatever time left. I think that Grunrock will sleep and then I'll go back.
Okay.
Yeah, I would eventually like try and head back towards that little village area
Sure.
where she was at. Right, because
You can meet her there now if you want.
Yeah.
We don't need to roleplay the traveling. You can just get there as she's finishing up. Talk to her.
Hello. It
Uh,
shows me a new bowl.
seeing this area now, and all of that's in there, and noticing her bowl from last night. Do I know anything about like? I mean, I don't know anything about magic, but do I know any stories or anything about magic and like any kind of mishaps that can happen like this, or like stories
you know
about
that magical
newbie wizards?
mishaps and uncontrolled magic can have all kinds of random and horrifying effects. You know that
Okay.
the practice
So
of sorcery
this-
is dangerous in general because of what magic can do, and that even the most skilled sorcerers sometimes lose control of it.
So given the girl's story from last night and what we saw last night, and then all of this, it's a fair assumption for me to believe that she caused this accidentally or otherwise.
It's possible. You don't really know.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I definitely don't know for sure, but
It's a possibility.
okay.
Any other actions to be taken during this quarter day? How about the people in the camp? I guess.
He's a sleepy boy. I wanna see if I can roll anything to know any more about what I saw her do in the previous night about her magic. Is there anything? Is that a lore, or can I roll anything?
You
there?
don't need to roll lore to recognize that this is uncontrolled sorcery and that it is unusually powerful. Some people have an aptitude for magic. Magic that people lose control of can have all sorts of insane and devastating effects. This girl seems to be saturated in powerful magic that she does not have control over, which is extremely dangerous.
Sounds fun. Okay. Just gonna keep packing up camp a little bit.
Okay.
I have to assume I don't know the things that they've seen in the village yet, because we're all listening in, but
Yeah.
I haven't been there myself,
Mhm.
and we all haven't had time to talk. So
Yeah. Okay, you pack up camp, and we are we're on the late end of the morning here, so we're getting into daytime. I'm gonna go ahead and advance it. Everybody rejoins and has an opportunity to talk, and then we'll decide what we want to do for daytime. Dahlia's been suspiciously eyeing the girl all morning.
I don't know. I've already told Velas this. I don't know a lot about magic, but it seems our new friend here might be a little volatile when it comes to her misuse of her abilities. It seems, given the wreckage I found last night.
I think that's an understatement. And I don't think anyone needs to be alone with her.
What do you mean? What did you see?
Where is she in all of this?
She's across the way, staring into the embers of last night's fire.
Saw her whole village, if you can call it that. It was all black sand, like people had been disintegrated. There were charred bones everywhere. You brought a nuke into our camp to sleep by the fire last night.
I do not know what a nuke is.
No one does.
It's an elven term.
It means big fire.
It means big fire. It means big mushroom fire.
It's an elven word. Very ancient.
I would agree though. She is exceedingly powerful. But we cannot leave her by herself. She will die if she is left by herself.
She will kill if she is brought into groups of other people.
We do not know that.
We do know that.
Hold on. Raugar, do you think you could give her any kind of tutorial on better control? Velas, don't you have a crown of at least 50% wisdom? Maybe our gem companions might know a thing or two about helping control uncontrolled sorcery.
This all sounds like it's way over my head.
To share the crown with this person?
No, I'm seeing if you could put the crown on and ask them. It's currently just a crown of knowledge that you at least have been given access to, and Raugar is our resident spellcaster here. Between the two, those are our best options to ideally help this girl out without just abandoning a, and I'm going to use the Elvish word here, nuke in the middle of a forest. Huh?
I said you used it incorrectly. I was trying to make it.
Oh. The best case scenario, and I don't mean this negatively, is that she would simply just die out here, which is sad to say that that's the best case scenario. Ideally, we could help her.
I have seen that the magic in this world is tied very closely to the fates of those that live within it. I do not believe she would simply die. I fear that worse things could happen if we were to leave her by herself. I think we should take her with us.
Another option that no one is saying.
No. I will not allow it.
That's usually your default option, too. Let's at least consult the...
It would be helpful half of the time. It gets brushed under the rug.
You have seen how she reacted to a simple trinket. What do you think would happen if you tried to attack her?
I think that I would kill her in her sleep.
How
and it
about
would be a
this?
one-hit gun.
No, we need to stop talking about this because this is something we shouldn't even consider currently, as the person is still here in this camp. We should try and help her. Raugar, do what you can to help her. Velas, throw the crown on this evening and see if any of the three there have any knowledge. Maybe they can at least point us in a direction, but currently the only thing she's done is walk up to our camp and be scared.
She ruined the bowl.
Something that you got for free. So I'm sorry you're at a net zero.
Magical artifact that she destroyed for no reason.
Is it destroyed or does it just, work differently?
It fills with blood, Vergello.
I mean, it's just sort of transitive properties here. Let's just find a decent. Let's find a different vampire commune.
Everyone is eating crazy breakfast.
Let's just find a decent vampire commune, we'll sell it off for a whole lot of money, and we're perfectly fine.
I wanted to go back to the cave. What?
Ooh.
Am I alone here?
And wanting to kill a girl, little child? Yes.
And having a problem with her damaging magical artifacts?
Oh,
And
yeah,
thinking that's
not
okay?
great. I
Acting like
wanted to
she's
go
not gonna
back to where we
murder us?
saw the orcs because I want to fight the orcs and also go in the cave. But the bowl's important for that, so that sucks.
No, we know where
She
the
could have
cave's at.
shot me and killed me. Would you have killed her then?
I already
Would you
said
have
that.
killed her then? What does it have to take?
Okay, Velas, that's the deal. If she kills you, we'll all gang up on her. For now, we're not just gonna kill a little girl.
I have an idea, but I do not know if
You're all a
she
lot
will
taller
like
than
it.
me. How old is this kid?
She's like 12 or 14.
Oh,
She is taller than you, yeah.
she's old enough to know better, and she's old enough to be involved. Hey, kid, come here.
She'll get up slowly from the fire and walk over towards you.
All right. 2 options. 1, you go with the big guy, and we try to teach you, which means you come with us. 2, I give you all the food I have, and you buzz off. But if you're coming with us, you owe our friend an apology. You did attack her when she was trying to help.
I didn't attack her. The magic did.
The magic's part of you, kid. You gotta take responsibility for it.
It's not my magic. And she's just gonna shove her way past you, walk up to Ralgar and says, I would like to travel with you, so you can teach me to control this.
I can teach you, but my friend Grunrock said that you owe Velas an apology, and if you are going to travel with us, we all have to be able to trust each other, and we have to be able to be kind to one another. I will not teach you if you cannot agree to this.
I'm sorry for defending myself.
I
she
need
turns
a little
around.
bit more sincerity, kid.
Y'all, she's a teenage
Walks
girl.
back
It's
to
about
the
the best we're
fire.
gonna get out of her.
She's gonna walk back to the fire and sort of kick the embers around.
To be fair, she's got kind of an independent streak like you, Velas.
She kicks
Yeah,
the
she's
fire
also a
and the
giant pain
sparks.
in the ass.
The sparks come up from the fire and they form the shape of a skull and then dissipate.
Yeah, that's
dope.
super
I
normal.
like her.
Let's bring her into the fold.
Dahlia's on the far side of the camp going,
Poor Dahlia. Poor Dahlia.
she's not saying anything. She's just going,
I don't mean to be insensitive, but if we bring in one more in some way damaged woman, we will officially become some kind of like shelter.
I'm gonna walk over towards Dahlia and just like pat her on the arm.
What do you think of our...
it's a bad
Miscreant.
idea.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing. But to be fair, Ralgar and Vergello want to try to teach her. I can't really tell them no. But,
Why do you think
feel
I'm
like
not
you should have-
arguing?
well, okay. I was going to say I feel like you should have some say too. But fair
I
enough,
think it's a
guess.
bad idea. Having traveled these lands for some time now, I have seen that everywhere we turn, there is chaos, death, betrayal. We can't solve every problem. And if we welcome chaos into our midst, what will be left of us? That's my thought.
Makes sense. guess we'll see what happens.
She nods and quietly packs up her belongings.
I guess it's clear to see who has at least 3 in empathy. Everyone else is just like, screw, just kill the teenager. Don't say nothing. You're wanting to kill a child.
I'm not trying to defend not wanting to kill a child. I'm surprised that the two magic users are totally fine with the girl who's claiming that she's not controlling the sorcery, it's just shooting out of her hands at the presence of magic, are okay with that. What happens when you do magic, and if she's telling the truth, it shoots you and you become charred both?
First off,
that's not.
I don't do
that.
magic. I don't do magic. I'm just really good with music. I think as far as the rules are concerned, bards are not magical. I don't cast spells.
Okay. I thought you cast healing spells.
I can heal with my music, but as far as it's concerned, I don't cast spells. It's not spell casting.
Okay. Okay, well, this helps me understand McCalla a little better. I was like,
I am no longer a young wolf.
You're a bleeding heart. It's okay.
My years can be counted on 2 paws. But this young
I don't know how many fingers that is.
No one does. Go on.
This young pup may be able to make this world a better place if we can help her. We have to try, and I have an idea, though you might not like it. We need to take her to that village you told me about. In order for her to control her magic, she needs to confront what she has done. It is something that we all do.
I thought you meant Amber's Peak. I was like, you want to take her to their door?
Here you go, buddy.
That's what I was
You
like.
take care of it.
Two birds, one stone.
This seems like your deal,
Yeah,
dude.
apprentice her to Zertorm. That'll go
We're
great.
out. See you later.
That won't come back to bite anybody.
We're gonna give you some strangely super powerful magical girl. Have
I mean, no magic. She doesn't have any magic.
She's just. I'm sure he'd know.
All right,
I mean,
so
I feel like this is Bill talking. Her first step would need to accept the fact that it is her magic, and the fact that she's disjointed from it is like, you know, Bruce Banner, the Hulk kind of problem. That was Bill talking, though. Vergella doesn't understand magic.
I need to take her to this village.
You're the magic expert.
Lynn, will you come and speak with us?
she'll stand up
Velas is
and walk
walking
towards
away.
you.
I'm still with Dahlia.
I'm gonna get over and walk to Dahlia.
Okay.
Lynn, my friends, they tell me that they found a village that looked like it had been touched by the same magic that runs through you. It is nearby. Do you know what I'm speaking about?
She nods yes.
Is this where you lost control?
She shakes her head no.
Can you tell me what happened there?
There were 2 sorcerers, Lauren and Drayle, and they disagreed about everything. And they both grew up in the village. And one night, they were drinking, they were arguing, and a fight broke out. And by the end of it, the village of Wilderwood was gone, and everyone was dead, including Lauren and Drayle, and all that was left was me. I think I have their magic.
Tell me. Do you know what kind of magic they used? Had you seen them use it before?
She says that Lauren used magic that created created blackness, and she describes how this sorceress Lauren would enable people to speak to the souls of the deceased, and would bring death to anything threatening the village. And you get the feeling that Lauren was a death mage. Drail practiced some other sort of magic. She says that he would frequently go on trips outside of the village, that he had dealings with the Rust brothers, and that he worked magic that created fire, and he also worked magic that dealt with blood, and that the two of them got into some big cataclysmic disagreement, and no one knows over what. But by the end of it, their spells clashed and the entire village was disintegrated, them along with it. And ever since then, she's been wandering the woods in the area, trying to find food, scraping to survive, and having strange things happen around her. And she has slowly come to recognize that she somehow took on their magic. And
Have I heard of any instance of magic getting transferred from one person to another?
No.
Oh, Lynn. I am so sorry to hear of that. Lynn, is this your village? Is this where your family lived? And you lost your family. You did not get to say goodbye to your pack, did you?
She says no.
I know something of the magic you speak about. And I may be able to teach you something of it. But to do so, we need to return to your village. Will you come with me?
So, not yeah.
Then let us go.
Alright. She'll follow you to the village. Who's accompanying? Everyone? No one?
I am.
Yays, nays?
Yay.
The last
I'll
one.
go if Dahlia does.
Dahlia will go and she'll stand in the back. Velas?
No.
Okay. Velas ducks out.
Lynn, will you show me where your house was?
She nods. She'll lead you to the village. You reach the edge of the clearing. She stands at the edge of the clearing when she gets there, just sort of staring at it in contemplation. And her fists are in tight balls, and she's just staring out into the remains of what was her village. She has some tears rolling down her cheeks.
Lynn, the first lesson any sorcerer must learn is that your magic, while it can be very scary, and while it can do terrible things, it can also be a gift.
Vergello, the
I
trees
would
are
like to-
bleeding.
Yeah.
I would like to show
That's not cool.
I would like to show you what gifts can look like. Do you want to say goodbye to your family in a way that you never were able to before, a way that was taken away from you? Would you like to speak with your family one more time?
She nods yes.
Let us go to your house then.
She'll walk out into the clearing. As she walks, the black sand is just levitating up to about knee level all around her, which is about waist level to you, Ralgar.
Lynn,
Or-
follow my breathing. Take long breaths, just like I do. And I just want her to see me taking long, deep breaths, heaving up and down, and I'm exaggerating it with my entire body. as I walk with her.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm looking something up here too.
Sure. I'm checking a note as well. Okay. Yeah, she's walking out into the clearing towards where her house was. She'll gesture towards it and say that's where we lived. And you see nothing there but black sand. But she's leading you over to the general area.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just a cloud of black sand hovering around you. You feel a powerful static on the back of your neck as you're walking. And Grunrock, you see the footprints they've left behind in the black sand. And the girl's footprints just have maggots crawling up out of them. Just thousands of maggots left behind in her footprints.
I'm gonna try to avoid stepping in the same spot as her.
Okay. Ralgar, she's standing with you looking at the remains of her house. What's your plan?
My plan here is to cast a spell.
Okay. What is that spell?
And I want to show her
You can necromancy
as I'm
her
casting
parents.
it.
Let her say
I'm
goodbye.
bringing them to life.
We have
All right,
Use the anime.
all right. Let's let chat decide here. Am I gonna raise the dead to create a minion, or am I gonna speak to the dead to provide closure?
Probably speak to the dead.
Yeah, my plan is to cast Speak to the Dead here. I must be within near range of where the victim died, and I must know the victim's name. So I'm gonna need to ask Lynn. Let's roleplay this. Why not? Here we are. It's RPG night. The dead parents murdered.
It's the worst suggestion I've ever heard.
I kind of like it.
All right.
Woo, sorry, this is great RP, and I'm here for it. I had to get it out.
Lynn, you must choose. Who would you like to speak with?
She says her father.
And what is your father's name?
Niceor.
Eyesore.
Was he a minor?
She says no.
Sorry, wolf jokes. They come out at the worst moments. Now, watch. For one day you will be able to do as I do. And hopefully you will be able to use your magic to help rather than hurt. And I pull out the severed hand that I took from a corpse in the field last session.
Okay.
And I'm going to place it on the ground and draw some hinky-dinks around it. And we're going to Full Metal Alchemist here. Slap my paws together.
All right.
Place my paws on the ground. Look up at the sky. And I'm going to howl.
Okay. I have a question. Who
Yeah.
has Stanengist?
I do.
All right. Go ahead, Adam.
Okay, so I just gotta make sure I do gotta make sure that we do the spell here right, because it's been 3 sessions since I cast a spell.
Okay.
All right, the body part, that's my ingredient, so that's gonna take it down. It's a rank 2 spell. I am rank 2, so I should only need 1 willpower to cast it then, since I'm using the body part. And upping the power doesn't do anything on this spell. There's no, like, amping the power.
Let's see. Components on magic.
And the
number of
ingredient
willpower
here
points you
says-
spend when you cast a spell is called its base power level. Dice rolls and other factors can modify it. Ingredients. The power level of the spell increases by 1. Once the spell's been cast, the ingredient has been spent and cannot be used again. The power level of the spell.
Yeah, so why would they
I don't
give
know.
me an
I'm gonna
ingredient
let
for a
this.
spell
I'm
that
gonna
has no
let this
power
reduce
level?
it by 1 if you want, since there's no effect of the power level on this. I'm just gonna rule it
Alright.
that way. So you can roll a single die. On a 1, there's a miscast. On a 6, there's an overcast, and you might get multiple family members. And on any other result, it just happens normally.
All right, we're gonna roll here. Oh, unrecognized command. Oh, it's been too long since I've I just tried to put that into stream chat. That's why. All right.
Normal cast, no mishaps, and the disembodied voice of Nysor of Wilderwood echoes out and says, hashtag who disturbs my slumber? No. It says, is that you, daughter? She says, yes, father. Those of you onlooking see that the trees around the edges of the clearing are bending inward slightly, and there seems to be like a swirling windstorm starting around the whole clearing. Ralgar, do you have anything to say?
Lynn, you must continue to breathe, but it is okay to feel the way you feel. Nysor, father of Lynn, your daughter needs your help. Please speak with her.
He says, my daughter, I sense such fear and anger in your heart. You must find it in yourself to live on and make this world better than it was. I'm sorry that you are alone, but you have found new friends. Let them help you. And she says, it's not fair. It's not fair. Those stupid sorcerers knew what they were meddling with, and look what they did to our village. There's nothing left of it. Her father says, I know better than anyone. She says, look at it! And there's just a shockwave, and black sand shoots out everywhere, and all you people that are standing on the perimeter of the town just get blasted in the face with black sand. Ripples going out from the center of the town. When she says, look at it, her voice kind of doubles and echoes and reverberates back unnaturally.
I'll set one paw on her shoulder. And then I'm gonna let old daddy here keep having a talk with his daughter. I get 15 minutes of this out of this spell, so
He tells her.
all yours, Josh.
He tells her to look after herself, find a new safe place, and live her life. And she says, no, I won't let this happen. I won't let this happen anywhere else. I'm going to kill them all. And he says, who is them? And she says, the sorcerers, the people that bring this chaos into the world. I won't let this happen anywhere else. He says, is that what you want your legacy to be? Is that what you want your life to be? And she just stares for a minute. And you see the trees bending over until they're all starting to crack in the middle and snap. And you hear these random popping sounds from all around the clearing as the trees are starting to snap and bend over, and splinters of wood are flying across the clearing. Leaves are getting ripped off of the trees. Black sand is getting kicked up in everyone's eyes. The whole place is going completely nuts. And she's just deep in thought while this maelstrom is swirling around.
Is there a point to all this, or are we just getting beat up for no reason?
I don't even know if we hear the other half of the conversation.
You do. His voice is echoing.
Okay.
No music.
Yeah, where's the like the raging
dramatic
windstorm?
tension.
God, listen.
Vergello pulls out his lyre, starts playing dramatic tension music.
How do you make a lyre sound like that?
It's part of my not magic.
It's part of my not magic.
It's part of my boredness.
Counter argument. If you kill all the sorcerers, you're just doing the same thing they did.
Lynn, there is a better way. You do not need to kill all of the sorcerers. Sorcery brings good to the world as well. Instead, you should only kill the bad ones, and I am happy to help you with that.
She looks at you with tears in her eyes, and a faint smile crosses her lips. All right. The wind starts to die down.
Lynn. Is there anything else you wish to say to your father before we let him rest?
She turns back to her father, and she says, when you used to go trade, there was a village you went to. You said the place was steeped in magic and very strange, and you were afraid to go there. What was the place called? Her father says, do not do anything rash, daughter. She says, what was it called? He says, it was Aylesbury, but it was so long ago, and... Why do you care about that place? Which way was it? He says it was somewhere to the south. Why do you have to know? She says, goodbye, father. She turns and walks back towards the rest of the party.
Rest now, Niceor. You have earned it. And I dispel, I kick the dust away from the now withered body part that's on the ground.
Okay. The trees stand back up because they've been released from the pressure that was on them. And you hear lots of crackling and rustling, and leaves are falling down in every direction. And she goes walking back towards the rest of the party.
Okay, as we walk back, I nudge her and I go, remember, only the bad ones, right?
Sure.
This little nuke's gonna be awesome.
All right. The party is regathered. Where's Velas?
To be fair, bad is kind of subjective.
In the Forbidden Lands. Did
I
Velas
imagine
hang
we go
back at the
to
camp?
Yeah, she hung back all the way back. I imagine we'd go back and meet up with her and
All right.
try once again to travel.
She says there's a village called Aylesbury that my father used to visit. I think it's somewhere on the south edge of the forest, and he described strange sorcery there that made him feel uncomfortable, and he didn't like to spend the night there. He often tried to travel straight through it. And he told me that magic was to be feared and avoided, and that hanging around sorcerers could only lead to trouble. But for some reason, my village tolerated these two idiots.
It seems less like your village should have avoided sorcerers and more of just avoided drunken idiots. Any idiot is bad. If our little friend here with the big orc sword decided to drink too much and get angry, he could destroy all of us, just about. Velas would probably go off and hide, but me and Ralgar would probably be gone in an instant. It really just... Sorcery itself isn't innately terrible. Do you
I'd
think
actually
you're
like
a
to
bad
see
person?
that knife fight one day.
And I slap Velas in the leg.
What was the
Lynn,
first?
do you think you're a bad person? I mean, like it or not, now you're a sorcerer.
I didn't choose this. Those fools did, and my whole village is dead because of it. Did
So
you
you're-
choose it, Ralgar? She turns and looks at you.
I chose to embrace what talents I was given. But I did not choose it myself.
She doesn't know how to take that. She's gonna go back and join the group and gather her belongings, which is basically her clothes and food. And yeah.
On to Red Hook.
All right, we rejoin with Velas. We're back, Velas. You can talk while we travel to Red Hook.
Velas does not like this kid. She does not trust this kid, and she is just glaring at her and is always 3 or 4 paces behind her.
It's evening time, so it's dark now, which is a penalty of -2 on rolls to navigate. You can set up camp, or you can keep your camp here and rest through the night for the next 2 quarter days, or you can press on in the dark.
We should just go ahead and rest.
All right, place yourselves
I'm
where you
fine
want to
with
be for the evening time.
Ooh, I don't have to make camp. I can do something else.
You can do anything you want.
I'm gonna try hunting again. What could possibly go wrong?
Evening time.
I'm going to take a read in my book.
Okay, sounds good. I believe that was 3d6, right? And 6s give you an XP towards death magic.
Something like that. I don't remember.
I believe in you.
3d6.
Do the thing.
Do the roar.
You took the words out of my mouth before I could say them. It was on the tip of my tongue, and then it came out of your mouth.
Oh, bummer.
Ugh.
Nada for that one. Make a note that you've used it once, and
Yep.
that's evening. Everybody else who's taking
Used it
actions, let's see, we
twice.
have 2 sleepers, 1 hunter for Gello.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Hey, I seen something.
Nice.
I got 2 successes.
Nice.
Yeah,
I don't know
All
what
right.
that means.
Let's see how
What does that
hunting works here. So Vergello successfully finds something to hunt. Let's see. First, you must find your prey, which requires a survival roll. Success means you find some kind of prey. Roll on the table. Give us a d6. D6.
It says it's rolling. I don't know if my...
I can put in a roll in case it's lagging. Oh, yours went through?
If a second one comes in, just ignore it. But
No,
I got a 2.
I didn't do one. All right, so...
Do I
okay.
get any kind of a bonus for getting extra successes or something?
No.
I don't know what multiple successes means with the survival
Nothing.
roll.
Success
Okay.
means you find some kind of prey. Roll on the table above to see what type of animal it is. If you roll multiple successes, you can re-roll on the hunting table once per extra success. You cannot go back to a previous result. You rolled a 2, which is a crow. Do you want to re-roll or keep it?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
'Cause I'm
then
gonna
you get
assume
1
higher is
re-roll.
better. Can I use that re-roll that's right there? That I rolled 2 dice.
What? Oh, sure.
He accidentally
Yeah.
rolled you.
Yeah.
You re-rolled to a fox.
Sounds like an upgrade.
To kill your prey,
Definitely.
you must roll again, this time for marksmanship or survival, depending on if you're using a weapon or a trap. Modify the roll with the difficulty of the animal according to the table. Fox difficulty is -1 to the roll. They're harder to get.
Okay. Since
You don't need to fight the animal. Rolling once is enough. And then I will tell you the result if you get it.
question. Normally with the short bow, I add +2. Like the short bow has a bonus. Do I add that? It's a marksmanship roll,
Yeah.
so I add the gear dice,
Yeah. Just as if you were making an attack, you do the gear dice.
and then it's -1 because it's a fox.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm rolling 4 dice because I've taken a wound.
Yep. If you succeed, you get it. If you fail, it gets away.
Ugh,
Ugh.
it gets away.
Gets away. Yeah. You came very close.
Good try.
Meanwhile, sleep, hunt, keep, watch, no encounter, other. What's Ralgar doing?
Oh, that was me reading my book earlier.
Right. All right. Everybody's taking their evening actions. We are on to nighttime.
I'm going to lay down on the ground next to Grunrock when I go to sleep.
Okay.
With like my backpack like as a pillow, laying on my stomach.
Everybody just chilling out in camp. Grunner will keep watch. No encounters. Everybody rests. Night passes uneventfully. Morning time. Food and water rolls. And then we are onward. What is our morning plan? Are you traveling to Red Hook?
Yeah.
All right, place yourselves where you want to be for your traveling quarter day.
I've lost even more food today. I'm having terrible rolls.
Yeah, I've lost food the past 2 days.
Oh, I just lost another one feeding Lynn. I am out of food.
Uh-oh.
I'll give you a D6. It'll put us both at D6.
Oof, thank you.
Oh, I saw the second skull and I was like, dang, I just bottomed out on food, but no, I got food. I dropped water a little bit. But it's okay.
All right, we have a hiker. We have a keep watcher. We've still
no,
got...
I'm moving. I was just doing food rolls.
All right, we got Dahlia, who is hiking. And that leaves just Ralgar. Where do you want to be?
I am probably leading the way here, aren't I?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let's get a lead the way from Ralgar in dark forest.
Here we go.
Deep forest of the Dankwood.
Oh, man.
Unreal. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm having shit rolls tonight.
Yeah. All right.
Happens every time we're in the Dankwood, man. It's all good.
Well, sometimes you still make progress with that. What's Vergello rolling for?
I forgot to remove my wound from my agility, and I was just seeing if I would have gotten it
Okay.
on a whim.
All right. Lead the way, mishap. Fog. You're caught unawares by a thick fog. The distance you cover this quarter day is decreased by 1 hex. In difficult terrain, you're stuck in the hex you started. In addition, each adventurer suffers 1 point of damage to empathy from spending the bulk of the day in a gloomy mist. It is now daytime. Everybody
Let's
takes
go
a damage
again.
to empathy. Go again. Let's get another lead the way. Ralgar, see if we
damage
can
up that
actually
empathy.
navigate.
You almost said Grunrock.
Yeah, you have the same name.
Growgar.
He almost called
Ralgar.
himself. What was your... Unreal. All right.
Dude.
Adam, you now do not have a choice. You have to take the Pathfinder talent.
These dark forests are getting you. All right.
They sure are.
It is lost. You realize that you've walked in a circle. You're lost and won't make any progress on the map during this quarter day. Your Pathfinder must also roll survival to successfully find their way out of the hex. This can only be rolled once every quarter day. So, you make no progress this quarter day. It is now evening and dark again. You're lost in the Dankwood. It is dark again. And the next time you want to move, you have to make a survival roll to successfully move. Do we want to travel in the dark at a -2 to our pathfinding, or do we want to set up camp here? It's evening time.
Camp.
Let's do it.
May as well. I mean, if we travel in the dark, it's only going to make it worse.
All right. Dahlia will help make camp. Who's making camp?
Oh, you'll never believe it. Does Lynn have any skills at making camp?
No. All right, Ralgar, see if you can make camp. You get +1 die for Dahlia helping you. Vergello's going to go hunting while that's going on. Velas is going to keep watch.
Oh yeah, of course. Now I succeed.
Look, you want to succeed at making camp, otherwise we take bad rolls.
You make camp. There's no encounters. Vergello, make your hunt rolls. Grunrock rests, and we're going to... All right, Vergello found something, and it's 2 successes, so roll a d6 to see what type of prey you find.
I'm going to re-roll that.
That is probably something tiny.
Ah, it's the same thing, so it doesn't matter.
Wait,
Oh.
I thought no, you can't. Josh said that you can't re-roll and get and have the same thing. Did he not?
No. You find a mouse, Vergello. You can make a marksmanship roll, and I screwed you over last time. Hold on. Oh, never mind. No. Yeah, roll at a
Because it
plus.
feels, I'm looking at it now. Doesn't it feel like a mouse should be more difficult to hit with an arrow than a fox?
Yes.
But plus one means that I would
But it says,
add a dice.
okay, the table on the upper left, your prey must roll again. For marksmanship, modify the roll with the difficulty of the animal according to the table. You don't need to fight the animal, rolling once is enough.
I feel like a boar would also be easier to hit than a mouse. But,
Yeah, but I don't think it's about hit, I think it's about fighting, because boars take like multiple hits to kill. I think it's, I think
that just
you
says
apply...
boars attack if you fail.
I think the difficulty
They're both
modifier is what you apply to the die roll. I think mouse is easier. I don't think it's about aim. I think it's just about how.
It's just weird as
It
all.
is strange. I'm gonna let's just apply the difficulty to the
Yeah.
roll.
So a mouse
You get a
is
plus one, yeah. You get 1 unit of meat. You
All
killed
right.
a mouse.
I come back. Look what I caught today, you guys. It's like a little
Oh, the
mouse.
Forbidden Lands is a terrible place to live. He has a single unit of meat, and it is a dead rat.
Vergello, you are welcome to use my cauldron if you would like to cook that rat. Or I could do it for you. I love cooking.
It's now nighttime.
I have a field kitchen, but thank you.
Ooh, you have a field kitchen? All I have is a cauldron.
I'm trying to move the thing to nighttime, but Roll20's bugging out. You all go ahead.
It looks like it's somewhere between.
I had to refresh because it was moving the whole page while moving the circle. Okay. Nighttime. Where's everybody want to be? Sleep, 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 sleep.
Keeping watch.
We have a keep watch and we have a sleep. All right.
Josh, I'm sorry. I wasn't doing it. I assume I need to roll my arrows too whenever I hunt.
Yes.
Or do I?
Yeah. If
Yes.
you're using your bow to hunt, go ahead and make an arrows roll. No encounter. Oh, of course it goes
Figures.
down. And
Figures.
yeah, no encounter. Night passes uneventfully. It is now morning. Make food and drink rolls, and we can go back to navigating if you like.
Well, I'm out of food.
Oh, we got multiple people out of food. Well, you have a unit of meat from the mouse, so maybe you can cook it. Oh Lord, we're tearing through food.
Hey, remember the last
Yep.
time we did this? We straight up starved almost.
Somebody else needs to roll food for
Yeah, I do. Roll
Ralgar.
my waters. There's my water, and he gave me some food, so I've got food. Oh my
And
god.
you're out of food. We should probably just spend the day foraging and hunting because
It's morning.
we have.
Place yourselves wherever you want to be. If you want to travel, go on hike and lead the way. If you want to do other things in your current location, you can do that
Yeah.
too.
I need to start rolling survival rolls to get us out of here.
Can you look
Yeah.
for a way out while we forage and just circle
No.
back to us?
Nope.
This survival
Does it
game
take
is
a-
being very survival game tonight.
Because it's just a survival roll to see if you get. Josh, yeah, Aimee makes a good point. It's a survival roll for us to get unlost, right?
Yeah.
Is that a quarter day, or is that just?
It's
That's us all walking around together,
it's made first
stumbling.
before other travel rolls to see if you can get unlost.
Okay, so it doesn't take a quarter day to get
No,
unlost. It's just
but
we
if
would
it
make
fails,
that
then you're
roll.
unable to. If it fails,
Travel that
then
day.
you have to make a survival roll to get unlost. If it fails, you're unable to travel that quarter day. Everybody else can still
Got it.
do whatever. Do you want to try to get unlost first, and then we'll decide what to do with the rest of the day based on that?
Yeah, I'm about to roll it. Here we go.
Go ahead.
Sure.
If you fail, then you're stuck in place, and everybody can do things here. Okay, you succeed.
Okay.
You're unlost, so now you can travel normally, or you can all hang out here and do in-place rolls.
Try and travel at least 1 hex.
All right,
Yeah, should we try to get to the
That's what we've been
Red Hook?
trying to do.
Ralgar, lead the way.
Yeah.
All right,
I
here we
mean,
go.
travel
I'm
hex,
leading
I
the
don't know
way.
what day.
I am leading
I thought
the
your
way.
survival was higher.
My survival is wits 4 and level 1 in survival, so my survival's 5.
Maybe yours is just higher than everyone else's.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We lost our expert navigator when we lost Ian, but he also failed all the time with like 7 dice. So there you go.
Whoa!
Progress.
Oh my god.
Hey, we're traveling through the Dankwood successfully from one place to another place.
We're literally moving one hex, but it feels like such an accomplishment.
I know. You got
Honestly.
hard lost in the Dankwood. All right. You
We're still in the
exact-
Dankwood.
I'm pretty sure
I
it was
know.
that exact same hex that got us last time too.
Yeah. All right.
Probably.
I'll have to go back and look at the very first session.
You have traveled a hex towards Red Hook Redoubt. And let's see here. No encounters. And let's see. Thank you, Sirenscape. It wasn't working. All right. Okay. You are in the vicinity of Red Hook Redoubt. This is a place you have been before. You have dark memories of this place. Pretty much everybody does. And no, literally
I
everybody
lost
does.
my wife here.
Yeah, you lost your one. So you are getting close to the redoubt, and you stumble upon something unusual. Who has the highest scouting value? I'm just gonna assume whoever does spots the thing first. If you were to roll scouting, how many dice would you roll total?
5.
We got a 5. We got a 3.
Loss is the highest then.
Okay. Veloz. You stumble upon a fox. But this fox is dead. It is dead. It is a little way off the trail that you're walking, lying on its back, partially decomposed, flies buzzing around it. No visible wounds of any kind. Is lying belly up. Unusual thing to see in a forest. Nothing feeding on it.
Robert? Do you know what might have caused this?
I don't know. Let's roll. Is there a way for me to roll and see if I know what caused it?
I'll let you do heal or survival, whichever one is better.
Can I try a heal roll?
Sure.
Can I also try like a survival roll?
Yeah, you can all try it. There's no pushing on any of these, but you can all attempt them with whatever skill you choose.
Adam's character, the dice.
Ralgar's like, strange, I don't know what happened here. Velas is like,
I do not know what happened.
And Vergello,
2.
Do I need to push?
He just said we can't.
no, you don't need to
okay.
push and you can't push. Vergello, this animal is dead as though by poisoning. It looks like it ate something, vomited it up, and died of poisoning. There's scraps of rotten meat nearby.
Do I get any kind of
Like it vomited it up.
do I get any kind of whiff from what it threw up on? Any toxic flowers or poisons?
You have no idea what
I mean,
by, but you are pretty
Okay.
sure that this fox consumed a toxic substance and died as a result of it.
Okay. It looks like the poor thing ate something that it didn't agree with. Some kind of toxin or poison. I guess just watch what you eat around here.
Okay. You forge ahead, and a little further along, you spot a dead badger. Similar story. Nearby, short distance away, there's a boar laying dead, partially decomposed, flies buzzing around it. Similar story. This whole place is littered with animals. Anybody who wants to can make a lore roll to know something relevant.
First time something happens like this, it's a coincidence. Second time, it's strange. By the third time, someone's doing this. It's happening on purpose.
I
Really
agree.
knows why.
There is
I know
something
why.
weird going on here.
Velas, all of these animals are carrion scavengers.
They're what?
Carrion scavengers. They
They
eat
dead things.
leftover dead things, and they are all dead. There's lots of them, and there's all different types of them. Things in this area are eating dead things and dying as a result.
See, the fox ate a poisoned mouse, and then the badger took a bite of the poisoned fox, and then a boar took a bite of the poisoned badger. Next, we're gonna find a wolf, and then a bear, and then some guy named Dave.
Ragar, I know this is kind of a long shot. I mean, you talk to dead people. Can you talk to dead animals? Figure out what they ate?
I feel like you are having a joke with me. I do not speak to animals.
I mean, I don't mean to be offensive, but...
What?
There it is again!
Mom?
Let's just get out. Let's get to the redoubt.
Yeah, let's just keep moving.
All right.
Keep an extra eye
These
out.
these animals.
Whoa! Josh gave something away.
No.
Zop,
These
Zop,
animals, these enemies,
I think I'm gonna go and shoot it.
these animals become more frequent as you make your way to the redoubt. You see some more foxes and boars and things, and then you see a badger in the mix. You are
Any vultures? Any avians?
no vultures.
Okay.
No birds. Oh, there is a dead crow in the mix. And you make your way to Red Hook Redoubt for the first time since the first session of the whole campaign.
Oh wow! It's
And
like coming home.
it is,
See this map again.
yeah, with creepier sound effects this time.
For money, we could make it a home.
Yeah, with some money
All
and
right.
a lot of bleach.
Yeah, you make your way here. It seems like the closer you get to this area, the more of these dead scavengers you see. And close to the gatehouse, right down around here, up in front of you, you spot a decomposing corpse of a dead bear just lying up against the palisade wall. And it is missing many chunks and badly decomposed, and it reeks even from a great distance. And it is lying there in a heap.
Can I stealth forward and just try and like sneak my way back up to the top? I just want to kind of look around,
You can.
make
Sure.
sure it's still empty.
Yep.
Can I look at the bear? I want to see if it was also poisoned, or if it looks like
Sure.
the other animals bit into this.
Uh-huh. You can look at the bear. So Velasco's stealthing up. You go examine the bear by the gatehouse. Vergello, you notice some immediately evident details about the bear. It has big, long, like 6-inch long spines sticking in its flesh, and everywhere they're sticking, the flesh is black in a broad region around those points where the spines got stuck in. They look like spines off some sort of living creature that have snapped off and poisoned the flesh, which is blackened in the areas around them. It also looks like many animals have fed on this corpse because it's covered in bite marks and missing pieces of flesh all over. There's bone showing all over, and you're not sure how long it's been here, but you think maybe quite a few days, and it reeks. Strangely, you don't see any maggots or other things crawling around on the decomposing flesh, even though you would normally expect to. Velas, you're stealthing your way up.
I am indeed.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll stealth, or is it empty and it's unnecessary?
Roll stealth.
I'll be right back.
You succeed
2
on your
success.
stealth. All right. You get up here. This place reeks, and the first thing you notice is you get to the top. First of all gates are open. There are no closed gates, and the place looks a lot like how you left it. You make your way up to the top here. You start making your way around the tower. You remember how there were deer carcasses that were hanging out to dry up around this area? Yeah. Outside the tower. They're still there, but they are stripped down to dangling bones. With barely any flesh remaining on them. And some of their bones are just scattered all around, and there's blood smeared all over the ground, all over the trees, all over the sides of the tower. And basically all of the flesh has been eaten off of those rotting carcasses that were sitting here.
I'm gonna get like a running leap to try and like run and jump like last time and peer through that window.
Okay.
Do I need to roll something for
that? No. This is a very rickety building covered in vines and footholds. It's trivial to climb. But I will keep the result of your stealth roll.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Just
peeking.
All right.
It's a lot of D6s to be rolling.
It's fine.
I mean, I rolled 2 successful stealth, so I'm hoping I'm fine.
The inside of this tower is smeared with blood, and there are bones scattered around on the ground. It's much messier and smellier than when you last found it. The doorways are hanging open in splinters, and sleeping inside, you see a great beast. This great beast has the body of a lion, a long tail with spikes and barbs on the end, and a human-like face surrounded by shaggy fur, and it's covered in blood and matted fur all over. It looks like some sort of demonic crossing of different types of creatures, and its tail is covered in big, long 6-inch spikes, and there is a puddle of black goo on the ground around where its tail is resting, and the beast is asleep.
I'm going to continue to carefully, quietly, like, move back down the side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move kind of this way and just kind of like wave down at my friends.
Velas is waving at you all. Everyone waves back happily.
On the dagger in my hand.
Is Ralgar muted?
I think Ralgar's muted.
I see that he's mouthing things.
Yeah, he's muted.
Wants to talk, but he doesn't want to speak. So I'm just gonna summon the dagger and make like.
She's beckoning.
Looks like there's danger.
Fun. And I'll
Let's
start
go.
walking
Ralgar, did you
towards
fix
this
your
way.
microphone? Are you good?
I did,
Okay.
and I wanna pull my candelabra out of my pack. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold it out with my palm and hold it out to Lynn because she's still with us.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to say, Lynn, you do not need to be afraid of your magic. If you are scared or if something tries to hurt us, use it. This will be your focus. So, many magicians and sorcerers need something like this to channel their energy when they first start. Just point it and do it. Okay?
She nods hesitantly and takes the silver candelabra.
You could have gave her a stick.
And I'll start walking up the stairs.
All right.
Does having 3 points on a candelabra give her like a triple barrel?
No one knows.
And
When they're like moving, I'm just gonna be like.
I
I'm
tried
gonna-
to be sneaky. It's not
You
gonna
hear
work.
Grunrock clanking up the ramp.
Yeah,
just-
I mean,
I was talking before he rolled. Can I please finish what I was saying?
Uh-huh.
When I go like this and I see them coming, I'm gonna go ahead and go inside where the Manticore is
Okay.
and try.
If you get closer, it will require an additional stealth roll at a -2 to go inside the tower. Is that your plan?
How big is the tower? Like, if I were up in the window, I can't remember how I did this last time. I
So
wanna
the
think I
tower
climbed
is
down.
maybe
You came-
25 feet square.
you came through the window and got him from behind while he was
Right,
answering
but
the
did I
door.
jump out of the window or did I just climb down the window?
I think you dropped down.
How close to the window is it?
we were a distraction last time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because
How
I was
close to the
not
window is it?
sneaky.
It's sleeping in the opposite corner.
It's facing the door or the window?
It's in the far corner from both. It's in that back corner.
To the window or to the wall?
It's
You know.
like here.
Yeah, it's in the back corner.
Okay. Getting inside the building is going to require a roll.
It's a stealth roll at an additional -2. And this beast is big. It's bigger than the fire-breathing boar. You're not sure you could do serious damage to it if you got the jump on it and plunged a dagger into it, but it's so big that you're not sure it would die. It's iffy. It's a big
Gosh, I
beast.
got
It's like
lot
a
of willpower.
it's like a large lion plus a spiny tail plus some humanoid features and looks pretty terrifying.
If theoretically, and this is just like a game mechanics question, if I was up in the window waiting for them to come towards the door and make a distraction, would I have the opportunity to roll a stealth without a disadvantage?
Getting within arm's reach of anybody requires a stealth check at a -2. That's the game rule. The closer you want to get, the harder the stealth check is.
Game
could I-
rules, does she get a bonus if the enemy's distracted on a certain point?
Flanking.
I think that's what she was asking. Is if she would get...
I don't think it's going to give
Any
a
kind of-
bonus on getting within arm's reach of
less,
it
less
unnoticed.
than a bonus, I just want to know, like, if they're at the door, do I still have the opportunity to roll it?
Yeah. You can still
Okay.
stealth up behind it and try to get a drop on it.
I'm gonna try and wait until they're like right now they're way out of range,
All right.
and so I was just curious, would I still have the opportunity if they weren't being super quiet to get?
Yeah,
my-
if it's unaware of you, but it's aware of them because you succeeded on your stealth check and they didn't, you can still try to sneak up behind it. But sneaking
Okay.
up within melee reach still requires a harder stealth roll.
that's what I'm gonna do then. I will wait for
Okay.
them.
All right, you've beckoned them up, and Grunrock's noisy. So is Verdello.
Yeah.
And Ralgar, are you stealthing or are you just hiking? The two girls are going to stay at the bottom.
After. Oh, Lynn's not coming. This is
Lightning
part of her
fingers is gonna
training.
stay at
Oh,
the
she'll
bottom.
come if you want, yeah. If you're beckoning her up, she'll come. She doesn't know there's
Lightning
anything horrible.
fingers.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
she's coming.
To be fair, we also don't know if there's anything horrible.
Oh, is she the
Um,
pink circle here?
She's the pink circle.
All right, got it. Dahlia
Actually,
ain't coming up here. She knows something's
Josh,
up, and she
I-
is not getting involved.
Smart
I-
woman. That's my kind of like.
I'm gonna hide my backpack in these bushes.
Sure, and
And then go climb.
sure.
Because I don't know what the range of Stanengist is, and if I try and use my dagger and don't get its bonuses,
Okay.
I'm gonna be.
You ditch your backpack in the bush, you walk up there. All of your friends come up, and they are failing stealth. So what's going to happen is they're going to get near the top of this bridge, and there is a gate here, but the gate is not closed or functional. It is splintered and broken and hanging open. And when you get to the top of this hill-ish, the thing's going to wake up. It's going to... and it's gonna get up and shake off, and then it pricks up the hairs on its back and gets into fighting position, and it's gonna start stalking its way towards the door, and it's going to show its face in the doorway, and we're gonna trigger an initiative roll there. So Velas is hidden in the window. Everybody else is standing near the top of the ramp. The beast is in the doorway, and what you see is an oversized human-looking face, ugly, with masculine features and just shaggy, long, matted mane around it, and the body of a lion, and this huge tail curved up behind, kind of in the stance of a scorpion's tail, but with a big bulb on the end of it and big long spines dripping with black liquid hanging from the back of it. It's a horrifying sight. Everybody can, while I figure out the initiative, which I'm going to do with physical cards and just shout it out because the Roll20 way of doing it is still janky. I'm going to do the initiative. Anybody who wants to can make a lore roll, and if you succeed, then on your turn I will tell you what you might know about the beast you are observing. And here we go. I'm going to go in the order that you're shown on here. So, Vergello, you are the 2. You're going second in the initiative. Velas, you are going 6th. Ralgar, you are going first. You got the ace. Grunralk, you are going last. You got the 9. Lynn got the 4. She's in the middle. The beast got the 8. It's going late, so
this is the time where we can swap initiatives.
It is the start of a fresh round, so any 2 people who want to trade initiatives who are in anybody but so Velas is separated from the party. She can't make noise, and she is geographically separated, so she can't swap with anybody, but the other 3 of you can swap freely among yourselves since you're grouped together and can communicate.
Ralgar, do you want to swap with Grunrock?
I was about to ask him that. You are very smart, Vergello.
Also, what the
I
hell, Velas?
consent. Let's kick some Manticore ass.
I turn to Lynn, and I'm going to say, I will stand in front of you, and I will try to protect you with my staff and keep the beast at a distance. You use your magic. We're going to see what the fuck's going to happen here.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, so did anybody swap initiative?
I traded with.
Ralgar.
Okay, what were your 2 numbers?
I was
1
9,
and 9.
and he was.
Yeah, I
six.
was 1.
Okay, got it.
And let's remember,
So,
Lynn
Grunrock,
did not nuke her village. That's not what happened.
I
No,
am
she
aware
just
of
knows
that.
that.
the powers of the
Looting.
2 people who did, to be fair.
I am at least mostly aware of that. All right, Grunralk, you're up first on the ace.
And it's in the doorway. Is it inside the building or is it coming out?
It is in the doorway. It would be just a single zone's move to get to where you are adjacent to it. If anybody gets in the doorway and gets into melee with it, you are going to be the only person that can melee with it. Because it is in the doorway peeking out.
Okay, I'm gonna push up and
Okay.
move up is a slow action. Move is fast action.
You get a move action and then like 1 slow action. Move is a fast action, so you still have your slow action.
So move and attack.
I'm assuming weapons are drawn from Velas' signaling and stuff, so anybody who wants to have a weapon drawn can have one. I know nobody declared it, but your characters would have. From Velas' like, you would have been like, shink. So you move up to it. Are you making an attack against it?
I am going to, yes,
Okay.
sir.
What type of attack? I think it's probably going to take a dodge action.
Grunrock got 1 success on his lore roll.
Okay.
Mm,
And
Grunrock.
Vergello would...
yes, sir.
1 success. You believe this monster to be a manticore. They are believed to be manufactured abominations that are a hybrid of natural creatures and demons. They have roamed the Ravenlands since hundreds of years ago, when an event known as the Demon Flood spread across the land. You believe they are the result of some horrible, unnatural history, and that they are now a self-sustaining population of wild creatures with demonic blood running through their veins. And you know that they have poisonous quills. That's everything you know with one success.
Sick. I am going to go slash it
Okay.
in the face.
All right. Let's have it. You run up and attack.
Oh yeah!
That is 3 successes. It's making a dodge attempt. It gets 1, so it lessens your successes by 1, and its fast action is consumed on its turn. It lowers your successes to 2. So how much damage do you do?
So I'm going to spend willpower.
Okay. So it's
to
base
up my
damage plus 1 for the additional success, plus whatever you get for your willpower effect.
Okay. So base damage. Where's that? Damage is 2. So
Okay.
plus 1.
So 3 damage
It's
plus
3.
whatever you get for your willpower.
And I'm going to burn 2 willpower. So 5 damage.
5 damage. All right. It has 5 natural armor rating because of its thick hide and size, so it's going to roll 5d6 and reduce the damage by however many successes it gets. 2. So it takes 3 damage. You have done 3 damage to it. And, yeah. So Grunwald charges at it, swings his sword, and does 3 damage to it. It is huge. It has a thick hide. And he gives it a devastating blow that still only amounts to 3 points of damage. It appears
Annoyed.
mildly injured. And then we go to whoever had the
Me. I had a
2.
2. I will shoot at it with my bow. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice, dude.
Good shot. I was gonna say before you rolled that because you're firing past your goblin friend through a doorway at the thing, that if you rolled a miss, there was a chance that you would hit your friend, but you got a double success. So that is a hit. What is the resulting damage?
2.
2?
Yeah.
5d6. It gets no successes. It's up to a total of 5 damage. It appears injured.
I have a question too, Josh.
Uh-huh.
Am I did it without any modifiers. I assume I'm at near range, because that's the one that requires no modifiers for a ranged hit.
Yeah, that's fine. You're in an adjacent zone because you're firing through that doorway through a single zone at it. So yeah, that's all fine.
Okay. And that was my slow action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna move, stay in the same distance, but I'm gonna move out of the little, where I'm not like sitting at this cliff kind of deal, but just kind of like out of the little gateway sort of deal.
Yeah, you're gonna fire and then back up. Okay. The 4 on the initiative was the girl, right? That's Lynn.
Yes.
Yep.
She is going to point her candelabra at the thing and just shout, "Die, foul beast!" And blood starts dripping from the candelabra. The logs in this palisade gate start rumbling all around you. The dirt around you is starting to slowly levitate. Blood is trickling down the sides of the tower that she's looking towards. And
Veloz dies.
there's a flash of white light, and those bushes at the edge of the cliff just get blown sideways, and the backpack that's in the bushes gets blown wide open, and you see Stan Gist standing there with radiant white light, and a shockwave of white light shoots in the direction of the girl, and it wipes away the effects of all of her magic and just totally cancels whatever was about to happen. The blood gets blown off the sides of the building, everything stops rattling, and it actually knocks the candelabra out of her hands, and it goes rattling down the sides of the cliff to the ground. And you clearly see the golden crown sitting in the center of the little shockwave area where that bush was. And that's the girl's turn. Who's on 6?
That would be me.
Velas, you saw all that.
Does that have any impact on the Manticore? Is it stunned or anything?
No. The girl was conjuring some impromptu magic purely on emotion, and the crown completely canceled it and made a ruckus while
Honestly,
doing it.
Probably a good idea. Raugar, I would not recommend having someone just will something into existence. Maybe some proper instruction.
You could clearly see that was about to be
Catastrophic.
a magic mishap roll, because random weird things were happening all around, and there was going to be a roll on the table to see what happened, but it got
Not again.
it got
I almost blew up
successfully
again.
it got successfully dispelled by the crown. So you've now seen this happen once, which is that the crown nullifies magic in its area, but it doesn't do it completely reliably. It makes a roll to cast a powerful dispel spell whenever a spell is cast in its vicinity, and it succeeded this time. It released a shockwave of white light and wiped out whatever magic was about to happen. So you're now aware that that's how the crown functions. It has some powerful dispel effect that it kicks off whenever a spell's cast near it.
I'm going to turn to her because I'm guessing that was her slow action. Mm-hmm. I'm going to turn to her and go, Lynn, go back down the hill. Find your focus. Regroup with Dahlia.
She nods, but it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Oh, it's 6's turn.
My -2. It's still a -2 even though they're fighting, right?
It's going to be a -2 to get within arm's reach of something without it being aware of you. It always is.
And that's -2 of the base.
Yeah, it's a -2 on the skill dice from whatever you normally roll
Okay.
on stealth.
The skill dice.
The red ones, yeah.
It's -2 on the skill dice, yeah. Not the base dice, the skill dice. Any modifiers from situations or effects are usually applied to skill dice. That is one success, and it gets to make its perception to see if it spots you. So let's see if it does.
Do I get to push it if I need to?
At a minus because it's distracted.
You get to push it if you want to. It fails to see you. You got the jump on it. Go ahead.
Cool. Then I am going to attack it.
Okay. It doesn't get to make any kind of avoidance rolls. You
with
just
my-
roll, and if you hit, then it does the thing.
Phantom Dagger, and I get a +2
Uh-huh.
because it's sneak attack. And it's +2 to skill.
Sneak attack. Sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
That is a hit and an additional success. So how much damage do you do with a... You get
boy.
regular damage, +1 for the additional success, and then whatever...
Damage
modifiers.
is 2. Yep.
+1
damage
for the
is-
additional success, and then what are the modifiers for sneak attacking? Do you remember? Do you want me to look it up?
I don't remember what the general modifiers are. I just know that I have
One sec, I'll look it up.
bonuses that I'm going to use.
Sneak attack is always going to...
Page 90.
90?
Well.
Oh, I'm in the
that's-
wrong
I have
book.
sneak attack.
Yeah.
My Path of the Killer 2 says, when you succeed on sneak attack, see page 90.
All right. Sneak attack says ambush, sneak attack, get the bonus on the attack. Okay.
Aimee, your thing says when you succeed on a sneak attack, see page 90, you can spend willpower points to increase the damage. Every willpower spent increases the damage by 1. So you successfully did a
If you
sneak
succeed,
attack.
you get a free action both before you draw the initiative. Your target cannot dodge or parry. That's the main benefit. It can't dodge or
You can't
parry.
dodge or parry.
Yeah,
which is
and you
something
get the
that's
+2 dice because the Phantom Dagger gives you the +2 dice on sneak
Dagger.
attack. So other than that, it's just normal damage and whatever your talent adds.
I am going to pour all 8 of my willpower into damage.
Ooh, God.
8 willpower.
So that puts it at 10,
13.
13.
It's dead.
Yeah, well,
Oh
I
yeah,
did.
because year 5. Yeah.
The phantom dagger grows to 3 times the normal size to where it's like a phantom curved short sword, and she plunges it into the thing, and it rips in half, and its flesh blasts against the walls of the tower, and it is just blown to pieces. And there's like a shockwave of black energy, and you see Velas's eyes turn black and glowing, and like white lightning is crackling around her face, and the creature is no more.
I'm just gonna be like breathing really heavy. Stand and kiss. Grunrock, stand and kiss.
I'll get it. God, you didn't have to cover me in manticore guts.
And I'll run over and grab the crown in her backpack.
And I drop an empathy.
The
All
Manticore
right,
is
Rogart, your turn.
now initiative is over. Sorry, Goblin friend, we had a combat and you didn't even get to take a turn because Aimee cashed in 8 willpower.
I
go take a turn.
The goblin
went
took a
first.
turn.
You went first.
Oh yeah, he
We
went
traded.
first and hit it. Who didn't take a turn? Oh, Ralgar didn't take a turn.
Rogart.
Oh yeah, well that's normal.
Ralgar's apprentice took a turn, and it was spectacular.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, yeah. Initiative's over. Everything falls silent. The insides of this tower are just splattered in blood and guts, and there's nothing left of the Manticore. Or there's scraps. There's a spine and limbs, but it is pretty decimated. The Phantom Dagger just tore into this thing.
What about its spines where the poisons are?
Those
Like,
are
it's
lying
poison
about.
tail. I was wondering if I could poison arrows. I don't know how that works. What if I can get
Yeah.
some poison?
I will make a note that you are
poison
harvesting the remains of the
Okay.
spines
yeah.
and poison glands to the best of your ability. Just make a note that you have Manticore spines, and
Okay.
I will. And you can get
Look
that
it
whole
up.
tail intact, probably. So,
I wouldn't hunt with those. I don't think we want to eat anything that gets hit with
No,
them.
for sure. They would not be used to hunt for meat.
yeah, I'll get back to you on it because it'll take a bit of time, and I don't want to pause everything to
Yeah.
figure it out. So you have that stuff, so mark it in your inventory.
Yep.
Meanwhile, everyone, the beast that was sleeping in this tower is gone.
After
Lynn
I've,
says, "What was that?"
kind of calmed down a little bit. I'll,
And
take the
Dahlia
dagger.
walks past her and goes, "Just another day in the Forbidden Lands."
I'll put the dagger back into my arm. Just kind of.
You okay, buddy?
And I'll reach up and hand her backpack, but I've got the crown in my other hand. I'm just like holding it outside of the bag.
I'll go to put on my backpack, see that, and open my bag. Grunrock.
Fine. I figured they deserve a good conversation, but I'll give it back.
Did she see?
Everyone
Of course she saw. Everyone saw. I'm honestly surprised the Rush brothers didn't come running.
Honestly,
That
we
was
might get a message from
insane.
Amber's Peak on how bright that was.
I don't know if she knows what she saw, but it was kind of impossible to miss.
Lynn says, "Why do you have a gold crown in your backpack?"
Oh, why do you want to know? You gonna blast it with lightning? I'm gonna walk over and keep exploring.
She looks hurt and says nothing.
Lynn, don't take anything she says personally. She's an asshole to everyone.
Exploring where? You just looking
Not
around the
everyone.
insides of the
She's
tower?
super nice to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking around, see if I don't imagine anything else is here
Sure.
with this thing living here, but
Yeah.
I don't like assume.
Okay.
This is the second time we've had to take claim of this place.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, Ralgar, you should feel so comfortable with us. We've claimed this place twice.
You give the inside of the tower once over, and you find bones and blood and meat and scraps, and you gather that this thing has been dwelling here. Grunralk heads up to the place.
I want to see the greenhouse.
Grunralk goes up to the greenhouse. Grunralk, You clearly see the tracks of that big beast all over this area, and there are more bones and more scraps. You see no evidence of anybody intelligent having been here. You see lots of evidence that this beast took up residence because there was delicious meat hanging on hooks when you left last, and that it has been hunting the local area, dragging carcasses up here and devouring them.
That's kind of on us.
Most of them
We
have spines
that down.
in their flesh. You see spines lying around decaying all over the place that are like desiccated, and it looks like this thing has made this into its den, basically.
We need to get the dead animals we found, as well as that bear, and burn every carcass and bone and flesh we find around this place, or this whole area will just become a
Barren.
poisonous wasteland.
Ralgar,
Is it safe to touch that kind of stuff?
all I will say
Probably.
to Ralgar is familiar memories, but this place has fallen to pieces. There's no one
am
here. It's desolate.
happy to see this place in ruins, but I would also be okay if we wanted to make it better. Now, Lynn and I will make the fire. Come, Lynn. You're going to practice making sparks.
There is no one. There's no make camp roll required here because it's a natural shelter from the elements and a naturally defensible place. However, somebody does have to spend the quarter day making camp in order for you to rest here. So you can spend your quarter day doing it, but you don't have to make a roll to do it. I'm going to message Bralgar a couple of details here while everybody decides what actions they want to take.
I guess I'm gonna start gathering corpses.
Yeah, me and Gronerwalk are going to be gathering corpses, the ones that we saw, and then just like look out for other ones, and then build a pyre.
I'm gonna ask Dahlia if she wouldn't mind setting up some, setting up a place for us to sleep. And I'm going to go to Ralgar and pull him aside and say, I'm going into that greenhouse up there. The only person who's not allowed is your apprentice. Do not let her come. Promise me.
Okay. I will keep an eye on her. But what is in the greenhouse?
Nothing is in the greenhouse, but I will be in the greenhouse with something else.
Oh, that thing! Oh, are you going to put it on your head again?
I am.
Oh, I think you look very pretty when you have it on your head.
Thank you, Ralgar. She does not need to come.
Now, she is going to make sparks with me. We will do it somewhere else.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
And any...
Maybe we should not do it. If it is going to be on your head, we will not make sparks today.
You can make sparks, just not near the greenhouse. Maybe at the base of the hill. And if she asks any questions about you know what, if you could kind of lie.
I will figure something out. Okay.
Ralgar,
Yes.
I'm counting on you.
Morning was
yeah,
exploring for everybody, so you can declare any further things you want to do in the location. And we'll play them out, and then after that it will be daytime, and we'll be able to decide what we want to do from here. So, is there anything else people want to do in the redoubt? And if so, what?
I'm gonna go into the greenhouse and commune with Stan and Gis.
Okay. You do that.
We're gathering and burning corpses of
Poisoned
poisoned
bodies.
animals.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes.
Who's with you when you do this, Aimee?
No one.
All right, you go alone into the greenhouse. It looks undisturbed from the last time you were in here, except for some more bones and bloodstains scattered around on the ground like the beast was here. You place the crown upon your head. You are taken away to a dark place, and all reality sort of falls away from you, and you can, in the darkness this time, you can sense the presence of 3 rubies floating around you, one to your left, one to your right, one straight ahead. It's like you're in a black void where all you can see is the 3 rubies floating around you now, in clearer focus than before, since you've communed with it before, and you're starting to get the hang of this process. Somewhere in the distant back of your mind, you can sense your immediate surroundings, but you're in this place, talking to these stones.
Okay, I'm gonna put when I sit down to put it on, I'm gonna sit with my bat to the door so that I'll feel if someone's trying to come in.
Sounds good.
A lot has happened in the 2 days, I think, since I've put this on. I have learned a lot, and not a lot that I care to know. We have recently stumbled into the circumstance of having a child who claims that the magic of 2 sorcerers has been thrust upon her. She claims that it is not her magic, but she is able to shoot lightning out of her fingers that charred the bottom of a magical bowl and it now fills with blood every time it gets wet. Is that even possible? Can she really gain the magic of 2 other sorcerers who died without taking it herself?
The stone to the left of you, which is the voice of Naid, who gathers water, says, "Of course it is possible, if it has happened." And then the voice from the large stone straight ahead of you, the voice of Gimelda, eldest and wisest, says, "Human magic is untamed and dangerous. Tell me what you saw when this magic occurred."
I'm just gonna tell her in detail everything I've seen. I'll tell her about the village. I'll tell her about what was said and make it very clear that I was not there and that I am hesitant to believe it, and just kind of explain it.
The 3 convene with each other for a minute, and Gimelda says, "It sounds as if this poor girl was at the center of a magical dispute, and that one of these mages was perhaps channeling the forbidden magic of Chermog, the realm of chaos. She is a victim of circumstance, but a danger nonetheless. You should be very careful where she is brought, what she is told, and whom she is exposed to. If you keep her in close proximity to the crown, it will prevent much of her magic from taking effect, and that might be for the best. You might not want to let her out of a short distance from the crown so that the chaos flowing through her cannot influence the world as greatly as it otherwise would."
Surely there's a way for her to grow in her understanding of this magic.
She could try to master it, but it might master her. From your descriptions, this dark magic comes from a place untamable and dangerous, and she might be cursed for life.
Is there a place to take her where they could help her? Because right now the only options I'm hearing are keep her very close to Stanengist, a magical object that she should not know anything about, or prevent her from hurting anyone. And I don't think I need to say how.
If you want her to be securely kept, take her to the Still Mist. It is the only safe place where she cannot influence the world.
I can't imagine a human girl is going to willingly go into the still mist.
No, if she were to go there, she would wither away and die. But it would be peaceful, and it would be quiet, and she would never be able to hurt anyone.
You know, when I made the suggestion of killing her, it was balked at. How is the still mist preferable to me ending her in her sleep?
The masculine voice from the ruby to your right, which is Nebulos the craftsman, says, I created the still mist to be a place free of time, space, and feeling, where anyone could go to rest, to let their eternal spirit reside, without fear, without pain, and without harm. If you take her there, she will be well taken care of, and she will never know any of the suffering of the world. But you must decide what is best for her.
Keeping you all with me in an attempt to gather your siblings has not made me very popular with the elves in Mistwall, as I'm sure you can imagine. Returning her to the still mist does not seem possible. If I go to the still mist, not only do we have the possibility of them not even allowing her to enter, but I will most certainly be taken prisoner and possibly sent to the still mist myself. And it seems as if that will happen. They will play judge, jury, and executioner before they even consult with you.
You hear Gamelda, the eldest and wisest, say to the other two, she reminds me of Viridia. And then you hear Naed, who gathers the waters, say, perhaps that is not the worst. What are you talking about?
Am I talking about?
You
I
just
could
hear
do it.
Nebulos sigh. They seem to be disagreeing about how to respond to this.
Yeah, because it's complicated. At least there's some elves who are like-minded like me. Listen, I don't go out of my way to seek out other people's death. But this kid's a time bomb. She shot out of my hands and claims she has no control over the magic. I cannot take her to the stillness. We cannot keep her close to Stanengist without revealing what it is, and like I said, she's a walking bomb. She wants to seek out what she believes to be bad sorcerers. But you and I know there is no black and white in this world. Everything is gray. What prevents this child from becoming a Zertorm? And I understand Vergello and Ralgar. They don't want to kill her for a future that might be. But I don't understand, and it's a mass magical bomb.
Gamelda, eldest and wisest, says, Velas, know this. We cannot say what is the proper fate for this girl, or what would be best for the world in which she now dwells. But you say there is not black and white. I have seen black with my own eyes. There is darkness in this world that is irredeemable, and you must keep a close eye on this girl. And do what you must to protect the world.
Perhaps I should just say there is no white. Only light gray and black.
You hear Naed say, oh, she sounds so much like Viridia. And Nebulos says, silence, you're just going to upset her. She says, no, she mustn't know. 1,000 years have we dwelled in this crown. 1,000 years have we spoken. We know one another and we know our siblings, and you take so much after her. I sense it. You know the truth. Do you not? You know your lineage?
Did you know my lineage when I put the crown upon my head?
There's an awkward pause.
Oh my
There's no...
God!
there's no words spoken and there's no faces to read because it's just 3 red crystals floating around you in a void. But there is
awkward with a knife.
there's a painful silence.
Oh, sorry, the magical connection is wearing off.
Oh, I don't hear you.
no.
What are you saying?
Yes, I'm well aware that you are my great aunts and my great uncle. That was recently told to me. And I'm sure that you can imagine, due to who I'm related to, that I have some complicated feelings on what happened. And that I very much would like to commune with her heartstone. But we're not talking about me and what I want. And we're not talking about Viridia. We are talking about what to do with this girl. And to be quite candid, if we're bringing Viridia up, it makes me wonder if I decide to end this girl's life in an attempt to protect the world from what she might become. Am I different from Viridia when that is the advice that you are giving me?
Nebulos, the craftsman, says, care for her, watch her closely, teach her to control her feelings, and see if she can find her place. If she becomes a danger, the world is full of monsters, and she might be just another one. Do what you must. Protect the lands, as all of us were tasked to do.
I'll keep that in mind. I hope that you are coming up with a wonderful fishing net. You should know that Vergello keeps asking me. But we'll get that at a later time. Have you any advice for how she could control her magic?
There's a pause. And
He starts giving you instructions to build a fishing net.
I start like writing dust and blood.
step 1. Plan your fishing net. No.
Conceal. Don't feel.
Don't let them know. Gamelda says, find someone who has mastered the arts of magic and get them to teach her the distinction between the sorcery that she possesses and the magic of Chermog, because it sounds like she is tainted with multiple types of magic. Find someone who has mastered sorcery and have them teach her and train her and teach her not to turn to the dark portions of herself. Because the truth is she is irredeemably tainted with the touch of Chermog, and she will forever have to combat against it. And she needs to know the difference between magic and the stuff of demons, if she's to have any hope. And if she loses control, just know that that sort of dark magic can have far-reaching and irredeemable effects, and that if you have to take swift action to save the world from her influence, do not hesitate. Because if you do, it might be too late. We've seen it happen before.
One last question. One of the elves, your brothers, Algorid. Do you remember the name or the general location of the human civilizations that he enjoyed being in? Were they to the west, to the south, to the east, to the north? If you have a name, that would be great. Anything to go on.
You need to give me 1 minute to make sure I answer this correctly. I know most of the answer, but I want to check something before I answer. So you all chill for a minute. You can talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, we're having a meme party.
I see so many chats going on our private chat. I can't read any of it until after because I'm using Discord for the camera streams. I always see it all after the session. But I see that I have 35 updates. Yeah, give me 1 sec. We're going to wrap in a minute. But I want to make sure I answer this correctly.
It's gonna be a hype ending to the 3rd movie. Oh my god. I wish that there was a way to share it with anyone who watches our stream.
There has to be a way that we can share our...
We'll just one special just cast member chat. We'll just share one of our favorite moments from our private chat.
Uh-huh.
This happened during this game, around when this was happening.
Around a very serious point in the game. The tension break was occurring off screen.
Bill sent a gingerbread man gif. We talked about Anakin dying.
All right. Sorry. Okay, so Algared, their brother, he had a special affinity for humans. He was in love. So, first of all, they will tell you that Algared was not their brother. There were there were six elves dropped from the heart of the sky. One of them was the Shard Maiden, who had her ruby shattered so that a piece of her could go with each of her followers, and her shards are still out there. That leaves 5 behind, but there's 6 slots in Stand Gist, and that is because the Red Wanderer in the sky, which dropped the heart of the sky, also dropped a separate, smaller ruby, which was Algared. And he was one of the first elves, but he was not a direct sibling, and he asked all of the female first elves to be his wives, and they declined.
They all said no.
What a guy.
However, he fell in love with the Shard Maiden before she had her ruby shattered into pieces, and she had a special care for the humans and a special worry that they would destroy themselves, and she told him to look after them, and he traveled south beyond the mountain range that was erected to separate the humans from the Ravenlands. So the Divide was this great divine event when this mountain range was raised up to separate these lands from the lands of the humans to the south. Algared went to the south, and he dwelled among the humans because he was tasked with caring for them by the elf that he most loved, the Shard Maiden. And he went in among them, became their king, while disguising his identity as an elf. And once he had born a lineage of human kings to follow after him, he then allowed his body to age. And
What a guy.
no one knows what happened to his ruby, but he went south to Alderland. This is the kingdom of humans south of the southern mountains, whom the Alder Wars are named after because they eventually invaded the Ravenlands. He went among them, became their king, started a lineage of kings with elven blood, and eventually retired, and no one is sure what happened to his heart ruby, but they believe that it was in the possession of the kings of Alderland. So if you are to seek him out, you should seek out what happened to the ancient line of kings to the south, to the human kings, because it is likely that they are in possession of his stone, or that the descendants of those human kings might know where it ended up. So he was not a direct sibling of the other elves in the crown, but he was one of the elves for whom the crown was built. He had a special affinity for the humans. He went in among them, and instead of retiring to the crown like these other three, he went out among the humans to try to guide them and help them. And his stone was lost. So what you want to do is seek out the lineage of the kings of Alderland and find out who might know or possess the stone of their ancient king. They might not even know that it's an elven heartstone.
Yeah,
But he was among them, and he inserted himself into the line of human kings. And it's believed that many of the descendants of those ancient human kings were the descendants actually of this elf.
Bunch of half elves running a human kingdom.
Yep. Elven-blooded kings that they thought were full-blooded humans because this elf took the guise of humans to try to guide them. So, that's the answer. That's as much as they can share with you. They've not seen this brother of theirs for centuries. 700, 800, 900 years. They have no idea what happened to his heartstone or where he went. Okay.
Sound groovy.
All right. Velas is going to come out of the trance. Is there anything anyone else wants to do, or do we do XP?
Do XP. I mean, me and Grunrock burned poison bodies.
Okay.
I gave Lynn a lesson on like sorcery 101, like the basic Mr. Miyagi stuff. You don't even get to cast any spells yet. We're just working on like clearing your thoughts.
Lynn asked him any questions about the crown?
She's asking him lots of questions, but she is a naive child that knows nothing about magic from what you can gather, and so she's asking the most basics about how magic works and where it comes from, and you can only give her general answers, but you can tell her things in terms of how you have learned to control magic.
She's half necromancer, so I'm sharing.
true.
I'm sharing what I know and how I was taught.
Yeah. Did you participate in the game session? If so, gain an experience. Did you travel through at least one hex on the game map that you had not visited before? No. Did you discover a new adventure
Pulled that
site?
out of the beginning.
No. Did you defeat one or more monsters? Yes. You get one for the Manticore. Did you find a treasure worth of gold or more? No. Did you build a function on your stronghold? No. Did you activate your pride? No. Did you suffer from your dark secret? No. Though Hank roleplayed it for a second, but it doesn't count.
It was a joke.
Did you suffer from your dark secret? No. It almost came up for a couple of people, but I don't think any of them count. Did you risk your life for another player character? Every time there's a combat, this is a little iffy, but I don't think anybody
I don't think there were
majorly
any
did this.
life-risking moments.
Extraordinary action of some kind. This one,
I nominate.
I usually try to give this to at least one person.
I nominate Adam for bringing in the kid, calming her down, making her happy. I don't. Velas does not about it, but Aimee thinks it was dynamite RP, and the fact that he's kind of grooming this child who seems to be.
Let's not use that word.
Yeah,
Let's not use that word.
Props to you,
Training.
Adam. Good
Training.
grooming tonight. Yeah,
Grooming
I'll
has
give.
a different meaning whenever you're a half-wolf person.
I'm gonna give one to Adam because when I don't know what else to do with this, it's generally good role playing and taking the initiative to do story things. And Adam was all about taking in this child. He got a quadruple success on a persuasion roll to win her over, and then he spent the whole session role playing with her to try to get her on a good track. So, yeah. I mean, Aimee did a badass thing when she blew up that Manticore, but also I don't want to double reward killing monsters with a good combat roll. So,
I mean, a successful combat roll and then 8 willpower. Like,
it's true.
Let's,
It's 8 willpower.
let's not blow it up. It wasn't a good combat roll. It was a successful combat roll and a large investment.
It was an insane amount of willpower. By the way, that was almost exactly the amount you needed to take that thing out. I think it had 13 or 14 strength or something, so that was a good spend. It was not an overkill by much. Anyway, let's give a bonus to Adam. Good role playing, good initiative taking.
I like that. Thank you.
And yeah, I'm sorry that this session was a lot of the survival game kicking you in the face with bad rolls and stuff. But
oh yeah, we are out of food. This is going to be interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
we are. I'll go ahead and tell Josh this. We're at least spending a day or two in this area just to get food. We have to.
you have
Hunting,
shelter at
foraging.
least, so yeah, you
Yeah.
can hunt and forage.
This is consistent shelter, and we don't
Without
have to
having
make
to-
survival rolls.
Yeah, you don't have to
So-
make rolls to find your way or to make shelter or anything. So you can just all go out and try to get as much food as you can to restock and stuff. So anyway, good session, everybody. We will resume. Are we good for the 31st of May, which is 2 weeks from today? Is that our next session? Does anybody have any issue with playing that day?
Wait,
Going on, let's go to
first of May?
I think that's okay. Works for me.
Adam, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we
We'll play again 2 weeks from today on the 31st of May. Please like, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. We need subscribers on Twitch so that we can post our actual schedule so that people actually know when we're playing. So please do that. At some point soon, we're going to do just another DM chat night where we talk about DMing in general and RPGs in general. So stay tuned for that. But this session will be up on YouTube soon. So check us out, share us, and thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.
Nice.
Bye.